Hey man, you listening to Flamers 2.5, the preview. And here at Batcave Studios, man, we realists. And I like being around a real ass nigga. No liars, fakes, cheaters, snitches, any of that disease ass shit. And that's why I rock with my man Meek. Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying? And then the motherfucker get mad about these little niggas coming into the game, not knowing what the fuck to do, have a fucking clue, done heard a couple of rap songs and seen a fucking couple of movies, and they think this is what the game is about. You know what I'm saying? So they get a game of black eye.
I done talked to everything else you know about this shit, right? Just be quiet one time and listen.
Niggas bitching on they homies, getting them life. Still walking around like that shit is alright. But this is the life. Yeah, what part of the game is that? Tell me what part of the game is that? Same niggas that you rode for the rest of your life. Soon as you go upstate, nigga, hitting your wife. But this is the life. Yeah, what part of the game is that? Tell me what part of the game is that? They say loyalty brings forth royalty. The main reason y'all niggas is broke. The main reason when they go down, you niggas a joke. That's why I leave my circle tight and keep my family close. Yeah, it be the niggas that you trust though. Cut though, do you dirty and won't give a fuck though. Your luck though, same ones you ride for and die for. Stab you in your back, you got your eyes closed. Thinking that it's all love, all dance, all hugs. They don't wanna see you eat, they rather see all blood. Open up and all cuz you was in the light. They was in the left lane and you was in the right. The difference is you say a nigga ride cause he down to pull a trigger. But I say a nigga rhyme when you down, they seen you pictures, show you love, dropping money on your kids. Nowadays you go to jail, they acting like you did. Niggas snitching on they homies, getting them life. Still walking around like that shit is alright. But this is the life. Yeah, what part of the game is that? Tell me what part of the game is that? Same niggas that you rode for the rest of your life. Soon as you go upstate, nigga, hitting your wife. But this is the life. Man, what part of the game is that? Tell me what part of the game is that? Yeah, I said you used to be a boss, got indicted, start snitching. All that money you was getting, got a nerve to start pitching. Wasn't saying that when you was Louis luggage tripping. You and your chick styling, spending thousands at the islands. But now you in the jam, you couldn't ride with being silent. So you rather rat your homie out, coward. Gotta so you rather rat your homie. This baby mom stressing kids growing up without a father. Be the main niggas talking like they ride. Selfish, wouldn't bust a grape, not if you hired them at Welch's. The type to leave a nigga in the fire, watch him melting. I say, what part of the game is that? Niggas telling all on they homies, how lame is that? Weak ass niggas gon' let the game collapse. That's why I'm spitting pain so I can help the gang get back. And these niggas, I ain't got nothing for them, cause I'm real and I remember every nigga. Niggas bitching on they homies, getting them life. Still walking around like that shit is alright. But this is the life. Yeah, what part of the game is that? Tell me what part of the game is that? Same niggas that you rode for the rest of your life. Soon as you go upstate, nigga, hitting your wife. But this is the life. Man, what part of the game is that? Tell me what part of the game is that?
Listen.
Shout out to everybody doing time right now because the nigga snitched on you. Did whatever. We stand up for y'all niggas.
You already know to hit that like button, hit that share button. The moment that you came in, you were supposed to break yourself for the likes, break yourself for the shares, break yourself for the comments. Come on now, when have I ever? Since you've known me, some of you been watching me for years, you ain't never seen me do no week live. So the moment that you came in here, you were supposed to honor the game by hitting that like button. Hold on, let me post this on and join the live chat. Bam, we in the game now. Oh, we in the game. But blessings to everybody. I appreciate you guys for being here. Come on, man, it's 117 people, you know what I mean, on the small channel already up in here. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that share button right now. You know what I mean? Don't even waste no time. Let's get them likes over 100. Get them likes over 100 right now. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. You know what I mean? Even though this channel is not as big as our big channel, the more likes that we give, the more shares that we give, we can have just as many viewers, you know what I mean, as we did, you know what I mean, at the previous channel. As you know, that I was flagged at the Sinful to P channel. So due to the fact that I was flagged on the Sinful to P channel, I cannot go live currently and temporarily into the 16th of March at that channel. Okay, so, and that didn't hinder anything because the pre-recordeds that bring, you know what I mean, more followers. You know what I mean? So they didn't stop anything. We'll just get to that 50,000 a little more faster now, you know, over at that channel. But make sure you hit the like button. Come on, we had 65 likes. Let's hurry up, man, and get it to 100. Come on, they supposed to hate. I ain't mad at haters for doing them. No, they supposed to hate, baby. You know what I mean? They supposed to. Do me a favor. Matter of fact, turn that air off. Yeah, turn that air off. Give me just a second, family. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that share. I don't want you to miss nothing tonight. I don't want you to miss nothing because I'm coming through. And the information that I'm coming through with tonight, you in need of, you know? You're gonna need this knowledge. Toss me that wrench. Hold on, give me a second. I would have to, yeah, bro, I would have to pretty much log in on the other account. Give me a second. Yeah, I could do that. I'll just do it later on. We got mods up in here. We got mods up in here. In the future, you know what I mean? I'll correct everything. So if you don't have a wrench right now, you'll have it. You already know. You know, man, ain't no love lost, and your power definitely wasn't lost. So to all my mods, man, you will be restored. Just give it a second, man. Blessings to Clyde. Blessings to Tony. Let's hit that like button, though, man. Let's get them likes over 100. You ain't lost no power. You still my nigga. We still, you understand me, on one accord, baby. You know what I mean? We just at a different channel. But hit that like button before I even get started. Plus, I'm trying to waste a little time, give more people opportunity to get up in here because I want them to hear what I had to say from the very beginning. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you ain't lost nothing, baby. You know what I mean? You ain't lost nothing. Everything will be corrected and updated over here as well. That's what it is already. You know, can't stop the ism. Blessings to the family, bro. Appreciate that, bro. But let's get them likes over 100. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button right now. You know what I mean? I'm trying to give it at least about 2 more minutes before I get started. I love this Canada. But as you know, going from Scottsdale, you know, to being in Canada, you know, my body still has to adjust. I ain't got no cold or nothing. Now I'm still feeling energetic, still doing my thing. It's just that, you know, I got that air blowing on me, man. And a lot of times, you know what I mean, that air be good, you know what I mean, for your skin, you know? Hit that like. Yeah, bro, tell them. But as you know, because those that just see me on Instagram live, I said some things. And I'm going to give you a little bit of repeat of what I just said. But I simply let the people know that if you don't change your mindset, if you don't change your vision of life, your definition of people, you know what I mean, that's around you or just in general, you about to repeat the same history that you did in 2018, 17. I know the preachers is hollering and screaming and they telling you that you getting ready to have, you know what I mean, a better year, and 2019 is going to be so much better than 2018. But I'm here to tell you that that's a lie. If as a man thinketh, so is he. You know what I mean? So if I don't have the information, if I don't have the game, if I don't have a Sinful to P to tell me about all the mistakes and wrongdoings and being stupid, you know, in times past that he was, then I'm pretty much going to fall for deception and be conned and betrayed, you know what I mean, and go through the same thing that, you know, my uncle or my brother or friend that ain't telling me, you know, his testimony. Everybody want to put on this image, you know what I mean, as if they the embodiment of knowledge and wisdom. And if it buffers, just click out and click back in, because you already know I'm in a hotel and I'm connected right now to the Wi-Fi, because the Roman, you know what I mean, it keep going in and out. So I'm just going to stick with this Wi-Fi for now. If it mess up a buffer too much, then I'll switch. But for right now, we just going to stick with this good old Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? But everybody wants to put on the facade as if, you know what I mean, they had all A's on their report card. Well, that's not my testimony. Okay? And this is not, even though I have that particular thumbnail up, this is not to bash those two individuals. You know what I mean? Because there's a few more individuals I could have put on, but I wanted to use those two situations to give an abundance, a wealth of information to help you avoid from going into situations like I did previously before. So I have to give it to you. It's only right. You know, but, you know, when you get into my lifestyle, you know, of course, when, you know, when you love the game, when you love the pimping, you accept anybody and everybody as if they are the pimping. And that's one of the a huge problem with this game. We got a lot of idiots. We got a lot of fraudulent hypocrites right now. You know what I mean? And right now you have individuals that, you know, these people are not who they profess to be. But these women are going to give these guys some money due to the fact that they see these fraudulent character individuals shaking hands, taking pictures with individuals that they know to be authentic. So each and every time that you congregate, fellowship, associate, communicate with individuals who are not authentic, who ain't really in it, in this good potential that could have actually been a good student of a real Harvard University P in the game. You made provisions for somebody who is on Discord with the game to reap the rewards of the game by sitting over there associating yourself with somebody that does not conduct themselves like an authentic, informative representative of the game. Okay? So now that I gave all of that, I want to tell you about campaigning with the enemy. Before I get to the obtaining, I want to get with the campaigning, because a lot of you are young in the game, and then some of you are not in the game. You know what I mean? You're just squares. And you know, information that I'm giving, as I say all the time, is so impeccable. Well, even though this information is so impeccable to your life. So don't think that just because I'm talking about pimping and horn, or I'm talking about carnality, or I'm talking about the street life, that the information that I'm conveying within here, you can't get, you know what I mean, something from the buffet table of game and apply it to your life to help you abstain and refrain from people that can hinder you from obtaining and okay, so I said all that to say this, you know, campaigning with the enemy. Some of you right now, you riding in cars, you on the phone, you know what I mean, you at the bars with individuals that don't give a fuck about you. Some of you are campaigning with individuals that's working with the feds. Some of you are campaigning with individuals, you know what I mean, that don't give a fuck about. They talk pimping, they loud, they belligerent, they put on an Oscar award performance because they've been around the pimping. Certain individuals, you know what I mean, have been around the pimping for so long. So been around this pimping for, you know what I mean, they know how to sit up there, and you know, they even got distribution coming from prostitution. So they're able to preside over prostitutes. They're able to get distribution from prostitution. They dress like the pimping. They even got a vehicle or vehicles. They associate with authentic pimps as if they are real pimps. You know what I mean? They do this all the time. So they appear to be the pimping. They kicking game. They on Instagram. You know what I mean? They yelling and hollering. You know what I mean? But You know what I mean? Hold on for a minute. On my side, it's not. So by the time that I start the video and you're able to watch it again, it won't be choppy. So for those of you, please, I already told you about the signal and where I'm at, what I mean? And I'm high up right now, so the signal might not be on one accord with, what I mean, how high I am right now, not just, here, but in this game as well. So, if it's a little buffering, if it's buffering, when you come back, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, I'm still in Toronto, still doing my thing out here. But I want to sit up there and tell you that, these individuals are the type to be able to charm and disarm real pimps because they associate with pimps. They got brides like pimps, and they got a pimpish situation, or it might not be a pimpish situation once you pimp side by side. You know what I mean? But, like I always tell individuals, never know if an individual is really the pimping until you pimp side by side. Looking at pictures, videos, and all of that is one thing, but pimping side by side with an individual, that will expose to you whether this individual is authentic or whether this individual is fraudulent. Okay? And for a long time, because I said, you know what? I told P, I said right now, everybody remember when the slander campaign was going on. And certain individuals that been around me for years know that I am not that individual. But they jumped on the bandwagon because they actually thought that this was going to be their way, you know what I mean, of getting some attention. Or maybe I could sit up there and, get in his position or have what he has in my possession. You know what I mean? So I can get the blessings of the game. So let me criticize and try to minimize Sin's name, you know what I mean? So I can sit up there and get me some fame in the game. And that was, as I like to call him, Simpin' Clyde, who some refer to as, Pimpin' Clyde, or Fly Clyde. But it's nothing, and not to, I just have to tell the truth. It's nothing fly or pimpish really about that individual. But I'm going to tell you, and this is not so much to, even though he keeps lying on Freeze, he keeps lying on me, it's not to go back and forth, but it's to hinder, you guys, the youth, and give you the truth so you can sit up there and not, be deceived into thinking that these people are who they profess to be. Now, giving you a little history, what had transpired, between me and him was the fact that the first time I had met Simpin' Clyde, who everybody, knows in the game to be Pimpin' Clyde or, Fly Clyde. Actually, I was with Freeze, and we were in, brother, don't even worry about what she's asking. Listen to the game. We had met in California. So once we had met in California, it was me, Freeze, and I ended up, coming into contact with him for the very first time in California. And Freeze said, yeah, man, this Pimpin' Clyde, I met him in Miami. So he didn't introduce himself as Pimpin' Clyde. He introduced himself as Discipline. That was his name. See, Sin, I don't drink or smoke. Sin remember everything. He introduced himself as Discipline. I don't know if he was running away from Pimpin' Clyde because he had so many unpimpish things on his name, but he had pretty much switched his name. A lot of people, once they got too many felonies in the game, or they done so many things where they so-called miss pimp or no pimp, they'd try to change their name and things like that. But he introduced himself as Discipline. This is facts. Of course, Freeze might not want to answer, or somebody else might not want to answer, but these are facts. So we shook hands, man, and I used to see him in Vegas, there was nothing, very, pimpish, about him or anything like that. But I used to see him, walking up and down Las Vegas Boulevard. So, I thought that, he was on his job doing what was vital to the title of a P, staying in a bitch face, which we all know to be a pimp's place. So I'm thinking that, this is a guy, that loves the pimping. Because anytime and every time that he talked about the pimping, he had, and anybody that know, I can't take that away from him, he appears to have a joyful spirit. He appears to have, joy and love, about this game. So any individual that got love and joy, about this game, of course, we gonna sit up there and come on one accord, with one another. Why? Because I'm a lover of this game, and I'm a lover of the individuals that participate in this game. So, make a long story short, we ended up sitting over there chopping it up a little bit, that night, and then we departed. We wasn't P partners after that incident. I mean, not an incident, but our physical encounter in Cali. And I seen him a few times in Vegas, but speeding along, I had been hearing some things that wasn't, too pimpish. But the thing about it is, in this game, what you will learn is every representative gonna have something negative being said about their name, because they're representatives that just don't like that representative. It might be because a nigga got knocked for a bitch, or a nigga got lied on, or something like that. So he, just like, an angry woman, he holding on to that grudge. You know what I mean? So the thing is, hold on. Bro, I appreciate, you throwing in your little slick campaign, and that's what's up, bro. And if they bite, they bite. But this is too serious of a message, bro. Get back. If the broad gonna choose you, give her your little IG or Snapchat so she can sit up there and see you. But I'm coming through here with any other time. The temperature is cool, baby. But when I'm coming through with a message like I'm coming through tonight, I want you to be attentive. So, put your little campaign away. But getting back to this game, the reason why we had got, real cool at one time was, brother, just be attentive to this game. Be attentive to this game, brother. And mods, I told you, when this game, it's just like if I brought another P on this platform. We respect the game the same way that the Nation of Islam respects the word coming through over the pulpit by the Minister Farrakhan. We respect the game the same way that the people in the audience are attentive to Bishop T.D. Jakes when he is ministering over the pulpit. So, and then not to disrespect, but a lot of y'all don't even have good verbal game anyway. And the little that you have, I gave it to you. So just sit back, and enjoy this game and get this information. I don't want you to miss anything. No disrespect to the women in here, but I ain't seen not one woman yet up in that damn comment section that was that attractive, that was that beautiful, that had a situation that was that profitable for you to miss on this impeccable game that I'm conveying and saying tonight. So by all means, be attentive to the game. I don't want to have the brothers to escort you out, to block you. You know what I mean? So be attentive to the game on tonight. God bless you. But the way we had got cool was the fact that Freeze had, was on the phone because Clyde had a situation where pretty much he had got deceived by a broad on Facebook. So this broad was able, and pay attention, she was able to deceive him into thinking that she was something that she was not. She was the police, okay? He was deceived off of a broad on Facebook in his 40s, okay? So, of course, this is the same individual that picked at me and said, well, damn, how did he not know, that she was 14 and she had a false identification of how you ain't know? I know what a 14-year-old look like. That's just like if an individual say, well, damn, in my 40s, I would know whether or not if it's a real hoe or a police officer behind the screen. But I didn't do that. You know what I mean? Plus, I know that this, Clyde has, he has frailties, character flaws about himself, even though, he appears to be masculine. He appears to be somebody professing to be a gangster, but he has a lot of feminine ways. So I expect him to do some things that is contrary to the behavior of a man. So when he did that, notice, you never see me. Watch now, I'm giving you examples. When Simpin Live did what he did, when Clyde did what he did on Instagram, tagging me constantly, posting pictures of a little girl that's not mine, and promoting lies on my name, did you ever see me going back and forth with Clyde on the internet? No. No. You know why? Because he was too small for me to do that with. Even though he's older, age-wise, mentally-wise, I am his senior. I am his father. I am his brother, big brother. You know what I mean? So he's in his 40s, but mentally he knows that me and Freeze, we were pretty much like big brothers, fathers, and uncles to him. Now, of course, you know, pride is not going to allow an individual to convey the truth because they're going to get loud and belligerent and they're going to get around a bunch of other ignorant people that support stupidity. But people that just know reality, you know, would just look and say, well, wait a minute, Clyde. If this guy is a pedophile, if this guy likes children, and if this guy preys upon young girls, girls that are younger than the age of 18, and he wasn't deceived, he knew that she was 14 years old, Clyde, how is it that you stayed in the house with him for years, Clyde? How is it that you resided in the house with him for years, Clyde, and you didn't know that the man was a pedophile? If you stayed with this man for years, you shouldn't have needed a video. You shouldn't have needed nobody to tell you what the man was because you've been residing with him for years. You've been coming in and out of his house, brother, for years. If I stay in the house with an individual, I should know what he is. Why? Because he said that he a pimp. So if this guy says that he's a pimp, then that lets me know if I'm staying with him, I'm going to see who he's campaigning at. I'm going to see who he's endeavoring to have. I'm going to see, you know what I mean, the brides that he's presiding over. See, he talks about other individuals, but notice that Clyde never said that Sinful to Pete don't be having hoes. Notice that Clyde never said that Sinful to Pete don't be having money. Notice that Clyde never denied the fact that Sinful to Pete, you know what I mean, had checked over $200,000 from a bride that he had never seen before, you know, in another country. Notice that he never denied that Sinful to Pete had checked another $125,000 from another bride before he had physically seen her. You know what I mean? He never denied these things. It was lies being put on my name about Sinful to Pete selling drugs. Then you had individuals, you know what I mean? There was, he got an inheritance from his grandmother. He got an inheritance from his mama. Anybody that sit up there and know anything about, and I didn't want to speak too much on that because, you know, I mean, my mother has passed away and my mother was a righteous woman. But anybody that just knew the truth knew pretty much that my mother died, and when she died, because she was in love with my little brother and sister and wanted them to have their education, which they have, because I'm the only one that didn't finish college. I'm the only one that doesn't have a degree. My mother put herself in debt to take care of my brother and sister. So when my mother passed away, what inheritance are you talking about? Because the only way that we had a funeral service, you know what I mean, the way we did, and I always told you guys the truth, you know what I mean, was because of my brother. Because Freeze was checking it like a motherfucker in Orlando. Freeze was sitting over there checking it like a motherfucker in Orlando. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Orlando was paying the shit out of Freeze. You know what I mean? It's been people to sit up there and tell lies on my brother's name. But let me just take 300 seconds to talk about my brother's pimping. You know what I mean? Because so many of you are listening to individuals that their character doesn't even amount to the character of Freeze. You listening to individuals that don't even have the intelligence or the elegance of a Freeze. You listening to individuals who are not even, I mean, it's just obvious who the women are not even attracted to the way that they attracted to a Freeze. And it irks me. It's a vexation of spirit when one has campaigned with somebody and seen them knock bitches and sit up there and have bitches down for 14 and 17 hours, and to get on the internet and act as if you forgot that. Because the way that I met Simp and Clyde was because Freeze was taking care of them. You know what I mean? Truth be told. Truth be told. We talking about, come on now. Now, going back, I had to give you that because the Freeze was sitting over there checking it like a motherfucker in that Orlando. And because he was able, checking it the way that he was checking it, bro sit up there, I said, man, because, you know, because of my mother's service, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, my mother was a woman of God. Now, prior to my mother being a woman of God, you know what I mean, everybody knew that my mother, you know what I mean, was an educated hoe. You know what I mean? And I never hid it. And what I love about my mother, her ministry as an evangelist, as a preacher, my mother never hid it either. And I think that's one of the many reasons why I'm the bold individual that I am today, because I come from a bold mother, you know? But Freeze gave me the money to have the service. The funeral service, everything was paid by my brother's pimping. That's why I could never speak down on the game. Get the likes up. Let's work on getting them likes up to 200. Ain't nothing changed. We just on another channel. My brother gave me the money so I could properly and respectfully bury my mother. My brother. And that's why I catch a bullet over Freeze. That's why I fight any of y'all. That's why I sit up there and take a bullet, shoot a bullet over my brother. Because some of the things that have went on, certain things went on because Sinful to P wasn't present. And some of y'all know that I'm not saying certain things on the internet that I wouldn't say in your face, because the things that I'm saying, I done already said in your face. Clyde know that I'm not an Oscar Award performer, because I didn't check Clyde many times about this pimping and about unpimping shit that he's done and things that he did unmanly. If he say anything contrary to what I'm saying, he is a liar. So that's why it irked me to see my son, you know, or my little brother, you know what I mean, get on the internet and act one way and team up with some individuals against the one that gave you freedom. Let's get to that before I get to all of that. You know, so it was Freeze. Okay? With me and Freeze, it's not a Sinful to P right here and Freeze is right there. It's not like that. You know what I mean? You'll listen to individuals who will tell you that, yeah, man, you know, I've been knowing Sinful and Freeze. Sinful stayed having hoes. Freeze, you know, woo, woo, woo. And that's a misconception. Because the thing of the matter is, when I was locked up, Freeze was coming up. All right. Now, of course, you know, when we first started in the game, yes, you know what I mean? I was doing certain things that my brother wasn't doing at that particular time. You know what I mean? But when I got locked up, his maturity and the way that Freeze evolved, just like that. So when I came out, it made my heart glad to hear about how my brother was just pimping like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I just had to speak on my brother, man, because there's so many lies and there's so many individuals that don't possess pimping at all. They're speaking against my brother. And it's like, wait a minute. You don't got the intelligence, the elegance, the character, the track record of this man. The reason why certain people can even speak on Freeze, why? Because you've seen him in that state. 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 He's a cross-country pimp. He's not some internet dude. So when I see these individuals, you know, and let me even speak on that. Like the little video where they got Freeze walking back and the guy, you know, talking crazy. You know, people always want to make it something appear to be what it is. But can I just talk street language to you just for a bit before I get back to the message at hand? Let me just talk street shit to you right quick. They said that Freeze was running away from that individual. I'm not even going to say the individual name because that's somebody that's also older than me. They see me as a god. That's another individual that's older than me. They used to call me big homie or big bro. That's another individual that was older than me that knew basically that mentally that I was pretty much his father. And I always spoke to him like a pastor speaks to a little drug in his office. I deal with little people like that all the time. What individuals like that does, because they have nothing up here to offer, because they can't do anything mentally with you, they'll try to go the physical route. And even in that route, he would fail. You know what I mean? But I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a tough guy. But it's just certain individuals that profess a certain energy. And I know that that's not you. I know that's not you. You know, they think that an individual is a certain way because they got a shirt and tie and they speak, you know, a certain way. You know what I mean? But I don't telecast or broadcast my moves. That's the difference. If I had, you know, something against you or I wanted to do something to you, you're not going to know. I'll still be quoting scriptures and bringing positive messages and you wouldn't even know. And you're going to see these two dimples the whole damn time, baby. All of that, I'm this and I'm where I'm from. Hey, baby, you know, right. You right, baby. You right. You that. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Because I come from an era and I come from a city that individuals will murk your motherfucking ass and come to your funeral and kiss your mama and endeavor to sit up there and fuck your sister, you know what I mean, at the repast. Yeah, that's the era I come from. I don't come from with niggas hollering and screaming and nigga when I see you, all that WrestleMania shit. All right, my nigga. You say you gonna kill me. You say you from whoop, whoop, whoop. That's what's up. And I'm gonna be the punk. I'm gonna be the nigga that's scared. You know what I mean? And when you sit up there and you no longer here and the brother got deleted, you know what I mean? I come my cousins. I'm not gonna say it, but individuals know how cuz got down. You know what I mean? I'm from that same cloth. I'm not gonna be going back and forth with you on the internet, giving you the clout that you want. No, I'm not gonna do that, baby. I come from a different era. I come from a different clout. These brothers are not from. They from taking the phone and screaming into the phone and talking about what gang they from and how many murders they had and how many people they beat up and when they was a shot caller in prison, but they couldn't get no soap to wash their ass, but some kind of way you was a shot caller. You from that cloth. I'm not from that cloth. You know what I mean? So yeah, you a gangbanger. It's a difference. You know what I mean? I'm sinful in every sense of the word. You know what I mean? In every sense. So when I see individuals, oh, I'm a GD, I'm a BD, I'm a blood, I'm Paru, all of that shit is cute. That's cute. You know what I mean? Because the truth of the matter is, you know, when the police roll up and they tell you, I'm Paru, I'm blood, I'm GD, I'm BD, and they tell you guys to get on your knees and put your hands on your behind your back and get dick stuck in position, you guys did it. You didn't say, oh, I'm Paru, I'm GD, I'm BD, I'm blood. You didn't do that. But you want to profess that image and that energy to your own people. Nigga, you was a bitch. And I'll sit up there, you understand? I just know how to play. I know our culture. And I know individuals like that. Then we got bitch niggas from Chicago. We got bitch niggas from everywhere. Bitch niggas is omnipresent. And they in Cali too. I just know how to deal with video and go back and forth with a bitch or a hoe. No, because I'm a god to her. She want me to come down from the heavens and acknowledge her. I can't do it. Man, I'm sinful to pee, baby. I can't do that. You know what I mean? She gonna tell whatever she gonna tell. It is what it is. Getting back, you know, Freeze and Sippin' Live had got cool. And at that particular time, you know, Sippin' Live wasn't doing too good. You know what I mean? I remember one time, and that's what's so fucked up because I was fucked up. I was in Louisville at the time. You know what I mean? I was running through bitches. Sometimes I sit up there and out of 5 bitches within the week because the white bitches in Louisville, they love crystal meth. I'm not speaking against the whole population in the Louisville. So if you're a white girl, you in Louisville, I'm not saying you're doing crystal meth, but what I will say is it's a high chance that if that broad is in Louisville, she does crystal meth. And so, you know, I was firing left and right. Now, I never forget when Freeze hit me you know, and Simply Live was on the passenger side of my bro's ride because at that time, you know, Freeze had the yeah, he had that, and he had a little clean ass burgundy Eldorado, you know, with that paint, that motherfucking, you know, mayonnaise and mustard, you know, on the, you know, the shoes was clean. And you know, he said, bro, I'm sitting over, nigga, man, he ain't gotta do that, man. He with me and I'm pimping, and he's seeing I'm pimping. Cause at that time, you know, Freeze was sitting over there checking sometimes racks, you know, within 6 hours. You know, then you had them, you know, 14s and 15s within 10 hours sometimes. Off the blade, you know, because Freeze is really what a lot of niggas profess to be. He's really a track. There's no such thing as a track pimp. It's really just a pimp. When you're a pimp, you do send hoes to the track. But they're trying to casino pimp, track pimp, strip club pimp. No, you're just a pimp. And because he is a pimp, you know what I mean? He was getting it and checking it like a motherfucker in this nigga's face. And at that time, I ain't gonna say her name because she's currently locked up. But Simply Live, in my honest opinion, this is the only bitch that I thought that was worth having that he's ever had. Not to lie on, I don't lie on people's reputations. As you know, when me and Johnny, we had our fallout, I never lied on him. I never lied on him. If I sit up there, if somebody say that Johnny Cash never had cash in the game, they're a motherfucking liar. And a confrontation can't make me lie on your reputation in the game. I'm a man, okay? I won't lie on you, whether we into it or not. If you lie on an individual just because y'all into it or y'all done fell out and you lie on them, you minimize yourself and you make yourself equal to a bitch. Can't do that. Get them likes over 200. Share this and hit that like button. But this particular broad that he had, I had action at, but we was in different states at the time. And another thing was I wasn't willing to pay for no ticket. And I can't, I'm not a liar. I don't know whether he paid for the ticket or not. So don't quote me on that, but I think he did. I don't know. You know what I mean? But he was, Freeze hit me. He said, man, this nigga rolling with me, man. And he see how I'm doing. The pimping is coming, man. And he getting discouraged, bro. He about to take his last dollar and pay for a Greyhound ticket, you know what I mean, for this chop. A chop, bro. He about to pay for a Greyhound ticket for a chop to come to him. I said, what? She a chop? And he about to pay for a Greyhound ticket for the bitch to come to him? Man, that's backwards, man. If the bitch a chop, she should be coming on the motherfucking plane ticket. You understand me? First of all, before she even come, she should have had a reunion with Western Union, or a motherfucker went to Bank of America or took a bankroll to Wells Fargo. You know what I mean? That's how that go, man. You know what I mean? So if she doing any lesser than that, where she ain't hit that man hand before she even came in the land, then this is disrespectful to that man. You know what I mean? I just gotta let it be known. So we was going back and forth, indirect, direct, you know what I mean, tearing the nigga up. Like, man, and then you know, pimp for it, man. Pimp don't be paying for tickets. Yeah, man, we don't be paying for tickets, man. The bitch got 2 ears on the side of her head. You know what I mean? You know, she could sit up there and get to the location. If she got that pussy between her legs, or if she ever dealt with somebody, you know what I mean, that was a boyfriend or a trick, you know what I mean, and she got them tricks or them boyfriends in her phone, you know what I mean, the goddamn baby, you know what I mean, she should be able to call an ex-boyfriend or a trick and get a damn Greyhound ticket. Times ain't never been that hard, so she should be able to get Greyhound ticket or a plane ticket off of an ex-boyfriend or trick. And he was like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all right, man. I ain't gonna call her. Man. But if it had not been, you know what I mean, for us, when we say chop, man, you know, that's that Oriental thing, man. That's that Chinese food. When we say chop, we speaking of Asian bitches. When we speak of chop, we speaking of Japanese. You know what I mean? That's a chop. You know what I mean? So if we sit up there, and motherfuckers used to say we have a little, I'm like, yeah, man, got me a bitch that's about this ism, man. She coming out that Buddhism, man. You know what I mean? She's a chop. You know what I mean? So Chinese, Japanese, Asian, they call them all chops. People got different definitions, but some might refer, to that pretty much as a chop. You know what I mean? So if you got, that type of broad on your line, then it shouldn't be no kind that, you paying for a ticket. First of all, you ain't got a ticket for Nam bitch. And within the game that I gave you niggas, you know what I mean? And just to give you, for you motherfuckers that don't know, hey man, the reason why I say that is because sometimes the game will put you in a position to see what you're gonna do in that position. And if you stand on your P and your principle, the game gonna bless you for standing on your motherfucking P. Now watch this. I'm giving you, I ain't told me or what book that I done read. I'm talking experiences. I don't need to read books and be around there. I got in the game, ups and downs and turnarounds, baby. So I give you a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just like when I was in Louisville and I was sitting over there talking to this one little broad, you know what I mean? And she was like, how am I gonna get to you? How am I gonna get to you? I was like, you know what I mean? You got ears? She said, yeah. You know what I mean? Okay, well, listen to me so I could tell your big head ass how you gonna get to me. I said, now, one thing about it is, a white woman ain't above a black woman, not at all, especially when you're dealing with some. But what I will tell you is that I would be a liar if I didn't tell you that you have advantages as a white woman that the black woman doesn't have. I would be a liar if I didn't admit that. I said, now what you need to do, I want you to get your little clothes, put it up in the bag. And I said, I want you to sit up there and I want you to go to the Greyhound. And when you go to the Greyhound, I want you to ask one of the managers or whoever's in charge, and I want you to pull them over to the side. And I want you to give a puppy dog eyes, you know what I mean? And I want you, because I looked at your pictures. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? You got a beautiful face and just that tone that you got, you know what I mean? It's gonna work. It's gonna work, baby. It's gonna work. And the whole time, this wasn't even rehearsed. It was just that the anointing of the game was upon me and the spirit of the pimping just flowed out of me. This wasn't nothing that I wrote down. This wasn't nothing that I thought about. It was just that while that I was speaking, because I was not going to sit up there, you know what I mean, and buy this bitch a ticket. And honestly, if I remember correctly, you know what I mean, I only had like 100 and something, if I even had that. You know what I mean? So I didn't even have that type of money. And even if I did have that money, I ain't about to spend it on you, bitch. So it was just, as we call it in the streets, freestyle. So I said, you're going to go in that Greyhound. And when you go in that Greyhound, you're going to sit up there and you're going to tell them, sir, it would really be truly a blessing if you would allow me to get back to my grandmother. I don't want to put, I don't want to put him in jail, because even though I'm no longer, involved with him, and I don't want to put him in jail. Okay. But I'm trying to escape an abusive relationship. And I just want to go back to school. For me to get back to being myself, I need to be back in school. I need to be back in church. And if I get an opportunity to go back to my grandmother, I know that I'll be back in church. I know I'll be back in school. I just need that. And right now, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. But if you could just give me an opportunity to get back to my grandmother, if you could give me that, I could be back in school. I could be back in church. I can do that. I could be back to being me, because not only am I being physically abused, I'm being mentally abused. And I just want to get back to being a woman again. It would be such a blessing if you could just give me that. And what you think that motherfucker ticket? You know what I mean? It wasn't no reply, just comply. And you know how motherfuckers be, especially if a white bitch is attractive. You know what I mean? Of course, they be trying, I mean, all type of shit. So, oh my God, are you serious? Do you need help? Do you want me to do anything? Are you serious? You know what I mean? Wow. Oh, so he gave her the ticket. You know what I mean? And that bitch sat there and rode that bus, nigga, for about a good 4 or 5 states to me, nigga. I didn't pay for no ticket. Game got that ticket. And Game brought her big. And anybody that know anything about Louisville, it ain't really a track place like that. But when you a pimp, you make you a track. And when she's a hoe, anywhere where her feet touch concrete is a motherfucking track. So it could be across the street from the jail. It could be across the street from a church. Wherever that bitch put her feet on concrete. So nigga, I made it a track. Gilmore Street came a track. She was walking up and down that motherfucker. So it ain't no excuse. I said all that to say this. Ain't no excuse. Ticket. When there's game, there's a way. If the game got you in it, the game will bring you out. Trust in the game. Some believe in Christianity. Some believe in Buddhism. Some believe in Hinduism. Some believe in Islam. Some believe in Roman Catholicism. I believe in this game. Why? Because I've seen the results of my thoughts. There's some questionable things about what people believe in, but there's nothing questionable about game. Why? Because I've seen it come into existence. How they somebody like a Mel Taylor sitting over there in somebody's prison. But because of the game that he was equipped with, he was able to write himself. And he wrote, you understand me, to them people, Mel Taylor wrote himself out of prison. How you think that he did that before the book was even out there? Game. You know what I mean? Game, baby. How you think I'm here in this motherfucking Canada? To game. That's why. You know what a felony that's on my name? Pandering, living on the earnings of prostitution. A felon. I shouldn't even be here, but I'm grace and mercies, the goodness of this game. It's the game. You know what I mean? That shit that certain people believe in, I don't know whether or not that's true or whether or not. I know historically and biblically that a lot of these doctrines is false, but people believe in it. But I trust in the game. And even when I make my transformation, it'll never really be a retirement. It'll just be an elevation to a development. Why? Because the game is going to forever and eternally be in me. I can't unteach myself the game. What do you think when you go into the 26th chapter of the book of Acts? When you read the 28, when you go all in the book of Acts, when the Apostle Paul was talking to King Agrippa, the way that he greeted him, the way that he spoke to that man, that was the game, that was the anointing of God. But it also was the game that the Apostle Paul got in carnality before he even went into spirituality. So when you come out the streets, God don't require for you to forget the things that you learned in the streets. Why? Because the things that you learned in the streets, that's going to help you in spirituality. How do people get betrayed in the church? How do people get deceived in the church? Why do we got young men and young women getting raped and money being taken? It's because individuals come to church, and when they come to church, they don't come with this game that they learn from the streets. They think the church is just basically a hospital when they forgot that these people are flesh. So even the man of God, the woman of God in front of that. It's a woman in front of that. Before he's a man of God, he's a man. Before she's a woman of God, she's a woman. So anybody can hurt you. It says, put no confidence in the flesh. And last time I checked, everybody was in the flesh. Everybody is a human being. So anybody and everybody could hurt you. You better sit up there and keep the vision and definition and this true depiction of the game. Because when you sit up there and you're of the game and you conscious of the game, people can't sit up there and charm and disarm you. So you better sit up there. Okay? But going into that, ain't no excuse for sitting over there, paying for tickets abroad and all of that. I had to sit up there and tell you that, you know what I mean? Ain't no excuse. We don't sit up there and buy bus tickets, plane tickets, you know what I mean? And you got certain P's, they do it, but just because you know one nigga that's 15 deep and 20 deep, and you know what I mean, because he bought tickets, he paid for it. That's why, no disrespect to a lot of niggas that's deep, but I can't really count it as some pimping if he paid for 15 and 20 plane tickets and bus tickets and all of that shit. That shit don't mean nothing. and pimp for it. He sat up there, you understand me, and bought tickets for it. So even though he might got a good situation that's gonna lead to some good accumulation, it was an abomination, the initiation with them women by sitting over there purchasing plane and bus tickets for these women when they got ears to hear and they got a motherfucking pussy to sell, fantasy to sell, game to sell. So when there is a way, okay? So want to sit up there and pay for a plane ticket, my bus ticket, you know what I mean, for the chop, get an example, you know what I mean, to just give you an example. When there's game, there's a way, you know what I mean, but just keeping that thing all the way 100, he wanted to do it. He wanted to do it. You know what I mean? And if we wasn't there, he would have paid for that ticket. You know, so it's a lot of things on pimpish that certain individuals would have been doing, and it's just they got a certain entourage around them that hinders them from doing what they want to do. But more clarity to the situation to give you more, moving right along. And I told you when they buffer like that, click out and click back in, baby. You know what I mean? Get that like button up. We got 271 people watching. You know what I mean? Get that like button up. You know what I mean? I already know. Now we at 288. I told y'all it's going to do that. Bounce out and bounce back in. You know what I mean? Get the like button over 200. Hit that like button. Let's get them likes over. Before I start, let's get the likes over 200. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Ain't nothing changed. We just at a different channel, but ain't nothing changed. This game, you know what I mean, is still the same. Blessings to Robin, Helena, and all the ladies that's here tonight. And ladies, even though you might not be a hoe, you might not be in the lifestyle, the information that's being conveyed tonight is still applicable for the square life that you're endeavoring to live, you know what I mean, in society as well. Because backstabbers, people that are betrayers, people that are liars, people that use deception, that's in every lifestyle. So you want to take heed to what I'm saying to you tonight. But getting back to what I was saying, and keep hitting that like button, keep hitting that shares, because we need it. As you know, this channel ain't as big as our channel, as our platform that we made, but we're going to get it there. But, you know, getting back to this game, Freeze was taking care of him. Freeze was taking care of Clyde. Clyde was living off of Freeze pimping. The food that he put in his mouth was off of Freeze pimping, because he had finally got a broad that was kind of like worth having, a little black broad that was pretty. And I ain't saying her name right now, you know what I mean, because she's currently locked up, you know what I mean. And when she got locked up, the niggas celebrated and talked on the internet, because he's always been an attention whore. Because anytime when people can't have that magnetism or some type of wisdom to make people gravitate to them, they wait till something controversial to transpire to try to gain the momentum, to try to create a platform. Just like when the whole little, you know, shit was going on with me and, oh, he's a pedophile. This nigga started 2 to 3 YouTube channels. They just didn't go nowhere. Why? Because he's boring. You know, of course, he makes himself like he's funny and stuff, but in reality, he's boring as well. He's just loud, but he's not really funny. He just, you know, he's not a guy that women or guys just want to keep looking at or listening to, because he really doesn't have anything to offer. But getting back to this game, you know, Freeze was taking care of him. And when he was sending that little black bitch that was pretty, because let me tell you something. When you on them Cali blades, a bride don't have to have Harvard University game to gain on them Cali blades. If she's attractive and she's walking up and down the streets and she's attractive, the tricks are going to be attentive to her attractive appearance. Somebody gonna buy that. So for him, you know, to have that broad out there, you know, for 11 hours and 12 hours, and to be receiving $60, $110, $130 and shit like that, man, that bitch ain't like him like that. You know what I mean? And even though I'm speaking on the reality of what transpired, so it won't transpire in your life, even for you niggas that's in California or in different places right now, if you got a broad that's attractive, okay? And she's not receiving the game that you conveying out of your mouth, okay? Some of you don't have no game to convey. But if you got this attractive woman walking up and down the street on these tracks, on these blades, and you got an attractive woman doing that in California, and my nigga, she brought you less than $200, and she been out there for 11 and 12 and 14s and 8 hours and 9 hour shifts, and this is happening on an everyday basis where you're not seeing over $200, my nigga, she does not like you like that. She don't like you like that at all. Because women on Cali blades, they catch money on accident, especially when they're attractive and they dress right. So even if you don't have a guy don't have the best instructions or the most game to give just off the strength of her being attractive, you know what I mean? She gonna get some money just off the strength of her being attractive. Okay? So, you know, I said all that to say this. He wasn't getting no money. He wasn't getting, can you imagine how that feels? You know what I mean? She's not sitting over there making no money. She's attractive. And then you got Freeze right in front of your face, checking 12s and 14s and sometime over 2 racks, you know, in your face. Freeze shopping the way he want to shop. You eating food, the food that you putting in your mouth is because of Freeze. He won't see, he's not going to tell that part. You know, the food that you're eating right now, the room that you're in right now with your bride is because Freeze sat up there and got it for you. How would that make you feel as a participant in the game? Hold on. There we go. How would that make you feel in the game? You know what I mean? The Freeze had to continue to pay for everything because this bride ain't listening to nothing that you talking about. And she doing nothing. So it was frustrating for him. And it was so frustrating for him. He's not going to put that out there. But these are just facts. He damn near wanted to cry on the phone. Simpin Clyde, so-called Pimpin' Clyde, wanted to cry on the phone. Why did he want to cry on the phone? Because he wasn't making no money. He said, man, you know what I mean? I'm just wondering, man, if the game is for me. And because I didn't know his true identity at the time, you know what I mean? Yeah, peace, stay encouraged. You know, we all go through it to get to it. We all go through ups and downs and turnarounds in the game. You know what I mean? This is just something for you to endure so you can explore later on. You know what I mean? Maintain your encouragement, man. Because if you get the spirit of discouragement, that's going to hinder her from getting what she was supposed to get on the pavement. So you can't give her that same spirit. This is how he felt. This is how he felt. So it's very upsetting when I see somebody that I lifted up when they were down. It's very upsetting to see some individual who was thinking about leaving the game. See, anybody that knows Sinful to Pete knows that I've had down times in the game. But I've never said out of my mouth that I was thinking about leaving the game. If I talk about leaving the game, nigga, it's because I'm about to leave, you understand me, as far as presiding over women. But because I'm possessed and because I'm wrapped up and tied up and entangled up in this game, nigga, I can't leave West Me. How I'ma leave West Me? How I'ma leave something that's inside of me, something that I'm governed by? So even when I leave as far as presiding over women, sending them out to seduce and reduce the world and bring me back the world, when I make that transformation into spirituality, reality is I still got the game from carnality. I still got the game from the lifestyle. He said that I was just questioning whether or not, you know, the game was for me. And I wish I'd go back to that conversation because I would have told him, you know what I mean? No, it's not. I'd have been honest with him. No, it's not for you. You know what I mean? Maybe you can go back to being a plumber, or, You ain't too old, go back and go get you a union job or something, get you a job working at the union. I would have said that. But, the thing is, with that situation, fast forwarding, because I'll be all day. When he sits up there, as we know in California, Freeze was taking care of him. He was living off Freeze pimping. I mean, that's not even to be. Of course, he's lied on Freeze and said that Freeze ain't never had hoes and all that, but Freeze would have to have a hoe for him to be able to take care of you, because pimps can't take care of a simp or pimp or whoever unless they have the money to do that. And, pimps get their money from hoes. So he had to have hoes. So that's another lie that simply lied, told. But going on, getting to that situation that occurred with him being deceived by the police on Facebook to actually think that, this police officer was a hoe. He got deceived in his 40s. Of course, he wants to put a spotlight from when I was 23 years old with 10 months in the game, not even a year, but I was 23 years old, getting deceived by false identification for her to be 19, and don't mention the fact that the police was also deceived. But him in his 40s was deceived by a police officer to think that she was a hoe. So that's what his case was about. So he gets deceived into this by this police officer on Facebook, deceiving him into thinking that she's a hoe. He bit into it and ended up getting locked up. Okay, so fast forward, and Freeze is Freeze is not too up at this time because his bride is having some legal situations, and another little bride that he had, she's having little ups and downs. So at this time, things have changed. At this time, I'm about, I think at that time, I was about 4 deep. We're not even gonna count, the little broads that I was checking it from that I had not seen before, that was getting it up. We're not gonna talk about the squares that I was charging, because I've always believed in, charge a bitch, break a hoe, some pimping. So we're not even talking about that. We're just talking about counting heads and bread, from the heads. Because a lot of niggas, they count heads, but they don't be counting the bread, which don't count if you ain't counting it. But I'm listening to the conversation, and because of my love for the game, I sit up there and I say, "Oh, that's discipline." He said, "Well, he get pimping Clyde and woo woo." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Oh, he locked up." So I'm talking to him. I don't really know him like that. I don't know him. Okay, I don't really. We've never pimped. He pimped. Well, he sent. With Freeze. I wouldn't say pimp because only pimps do that. But he sent, and received chump change when he was with Freeze in Cali. And me, I've never been a regional dude. I've never been oh man, we Chicago over here, or oh, we Cali over here. No, if you the pimping, I love you, baby, because you my reflection. You the reflection of this game. How could I hate myself? How could I hate this game? You know what I mean? How could I hate you if you're a real pimp? I might dislike some of your ways and the way you get out, but I can never hate you, baby, because you just pimping. You know what I mean? You're a reflection of the game. So, just getting back, I got on the phone. I said, "Man, what it be, man? What's going on?" "Yeah, I heard about, yeah, we all go through it, man." "Yeah, but how your books is? What's going on with your books?" He went on to tell me that, he didn't have no money on his books. And this is before I learned about his, even though they never got married, but they were married mentally. They were married emotionally. To this one little bride. Anybody that know Clyde, you already know the bride that I'm talking about. The bride that has disrespected him, the bride that has left him, the bride that gave his car, as a fee along with some money to somebody else. The bride that sat up there, that didn't put one dime on his books when he was locked up. They left the broad, they left him high and dry, and as soon as he got out, he went back to, that broad. But that don't make him look bad. That make me look bad. I'm gonna tell you why. Because this ain't the bash on him. This is the bash on me. And with me bashing on me, I'm opening your eyes so you don't make the dumbass mistakes that I made. So you can make wiser decisions in the future. So you don't sit up there and befriend people who mean you no good. That don't mean the game no good. Or if you even outside of the game, just don't mean you no good at all. So we're going to learn from Sinful to P's mistakes and his faults and the stupid shit that sin did, so we won't repeat them. Okay? So, getting back to this game, I'm like, by me being, I'm thinking that he the pimping because we didn't chopped it up over the phone and we met each other and he was with Freeze and Cali. So, what I mean, man, let me go ahead and, yeah, man. So your books ain't right? Man, I got you, man. Say no more. Say no more, man. I'm going to put a little something. And the only reason why you guys know that I put money on Clyde's books is because Clyde told you. I told Clyde, don't tell nobody. He don't tell people that. But he disobeyed. Why? Clyde didn't do that genuinely and sincerely to show how good of an individual that I am, to show camaraderie and respect and love for the game and for what I've done for him. Clyde only did that so he could be seen with somebody who has a name in the game. So he could basically look as if he's a real individual. See, fake people will do something that appears to be real so they could be seen as real. And if you don't open your eyes, you won't be able to see it. As the prophet Elijah told the prophet Elisha, Lord, open this man's eyes that he may see. Open this man's eyes that he may see. Open his eyes. You know what I mean? Because some of you have your natural eye open, but your spiritual eye is not open. Your seventh eye, your complete, your sanctified, your perfect eye is not open. Your game eye is not open. So anybody could deceive you. Anybody could sit up there and prey upon you and manipulate you and accumulate off of you simply because you don't have your game eye. Fake people will do real things to seem like they're real. So I'll never forget, we was having a conversation. This is outside, but I'm going to give a little 2 or 3 minutes to this so you can even understand what I mean by that. It's just like when 6ix9ine came to Chicago. 6ix9ine was giving money to the homeless. 6ix9ine was putting food in their mouth. And I got tagged, in different posts. And they said, what you think about this? I said, the man getting his publicity, man. That's what's up. He getting his popularity. That's what's up. The man clout chasing. That's what's up. That man don't care nothing about Chicago. And, may the mercies of God prevail in 6ix9ine's situation while he's currently and temporarily incarcerated. But, the brother didn't really possess no sincere love for the city of Chicago and all of that. I think he's actually not the evil, demonic person that they paint him to be in the media. But no, I don't think that, that was sincere. That was just to say, look at what I'm doing and look at what the Chicago niggas are not doing. That's all that was. You know what I mean? And that's not sincere. So whenever somebody does something, what is the motive? Yes, that was a good deed that they did. But what was the motive of the deed? Because if you scratch under the surface, if you sit up there and allow the vision of the game, you understand me, to be utilized, you will realize that this individual is not the individual that they profess to be. They only did something that were considered to be righteous or good or kind simply because they wanted other individuals to look at them and say, oh, well, this individual has to be like this. They have to be like this because look at what he did. Look at what he did over here. So I always remember in the word of God, when Moses had threw down the rod, what did it become? For those that don't read the word, you probably don't know. But who remember when Moses was before Pharaoh and you had Zambes, I forgot how to pronounce their names. Moses had threw the rod on the floor. And what did they, a serpent, a snake. And what did and guess what the enemy was able to do? The enemy did the same thing. The enemy did the same thing. So God has his anointing and the devil has his anointing. God has his Christ and the enemy has the Antichrist. God has his children and the enemy has his children. Come on now. So don't be deceived. Don't allow the appearance to be the interference. Just because somebody talk like the pimping, dress like the pimping. This go for me too. Just because you watch somebody on YouTube or you see somebody on Instagram or Facebook, until you pimp side by side with an individual. You know what I mean? Now, real gonna recognize real, because if you got a deposit of realness in you, you can feel it in your spirit a lot of times that this individual is real. I'm not taking away from that. That's true. But I don't want you to take that with everybody, because if we use that with everybody, you're gonna be deceived by anybody and everybody. Okay? So speeding along, it was Clyde that told you that I put $500 on his books. I didn't tell y'all that. He wanted to make that known because he wanted to be associated with me because of my popularity in the game, because of my name in the streets, my name on the net, because either or my name still ring bells. You know what I mean? I ain't never heard of him. I ain't never seen him. Hey man, I remember one time talking to King Burt, and King Burt, he never had sat up there and heard about Shantae Parker. I had talked to Shantae Parker, and Shantae Parker didn't know King Burt. And sometimes they were in the same place at the same time. So I said that to say this. Hey man, it could be another pimping motherfucker that's pimping just as good as you or better than you in a whole nother area, and you haven't seen them. I don't know every P that's pimping like a motherfucker everywhere. You know what I mean? I don't. You know what I mean? You don't either. And you might be a cross-country motherfucker. But you don't know everybody that's pimping like a motherfucker in the game. One thing I will say, though, you know, if they pimping like a motherfucker, if you don't know them, another real, respectable, representable individual, you know what I mean? He gonna know. A reputable, respectable representative in the game, they gonna know. So you might not know, but you might be able to get on telecommunication, talk to another representation, and get information about his reputation, even though you're ignorant about any information about what he's doing in the streets. But somebody know. You know what I mean? But something would have to transpire for you to compel you to even make that type of call. You know what I mean? And them two didn't know each other. You know what I mean? So you're not going to know everybody that's somebody in the game. But as far as Sinful to P, whether people like me or not, they know me. And people that's in the streets, they know me. They try to down talk me because they hate the fact of the position that I'm in. They want my capabilities. They don't so much hate Sinful to P. They hate that God didn't bless them with the anointing and the ministry that I have. And you guys gonna have to take that up with God, baby. I don't have nothing to do with that. It just is what it is. I can't give you this capability. I can't give you this ministry. I can't give you the anointing that I have on my life. I can't give you the calling that I have as a preacher and a teacher. I can't give you that. You know what I mean? I'm more than just a pimp. I'm dynamic in many ways. So I can understand why you're going to hate on me. Plus, I'm a handsome motherfucker. So yeah, you're going to hate me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of you niggas is ugly and you're stupid too. So, you know what I mean? Getting back, you know what I mean, to this game, you know, we never left it, but getting more in depth. You know, the thing after, you know, he told that I put the little 500 on his books, you know what I mean, that transpired. So, you know what I mean, after he had got the little 500, he got confirmation that it had hit. You know, as soon as he spoke to Freeze, he said, man, let me speak to Sin. Oh man, I appreciate you, man. Man, thank you, man. Oh my God, nigga, when the money cleared, nigga, I almost leaped for joy, nigga. I was dancing and some bullshit, man. Man, thank you, P, man. Man, I really respect you, man. You know, man, I already heard things, but man, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Man, that's real, man. It's niggas that I was a blessing to, and I did this. Man, them niggas ain't picking up the phone, man. But you a real one, P. You a real one. You know, regular little rhetoric, you know, talk. Yeah, that's what's up. So after he get that little $5, which is nothing, you know what I mean? Because what I gave and what I did was nothing. And I shouldn't be praised for that. Why? Because this behavior should be common behavior in the pimping. The only thing wrong with that is I gave it and did it for an individual that wasn't the pimping. And whenever you give a jug to somebody who is not the pimping, you get spanked for it, as far as a jug is concerned. But in a sense, it was still a blessing because it was still another black male. Okay? So even though, you know, he's not a pimp, but he's still a black male. You know, so, you know, it is what it is. But we don't give jugs to, you know, niggas that ain't just pimping. You know, you could be a blessing to a black male or a black man, but as far as a jug or whatever, we get at the pimps. Don't take no motherfucking money out of hoe ass and sit up there and give it to this fraudulent counterfeit, you know, reaping off the whole benefit that only a pimp supposed to be reaping off of to this con, you know. So I ended up finding out what his bail was. You know what I mean? So what did I do? I sit up there and come amongst the group. I came in a circle of peas. And I said, man, such and such is locked up, man, and his bail ain't nothing but $5,000. His bail is, man, he facing prison time, and his bail ain't nothing but $5,000. And because of the image that, you know, he was pushing on the internet, and because of Freeze dealing with him in times past, you know, and Freeze saying that he was a pimp, I'm just going off of what my brother says, and I'm going off of, you know what I mean, the conversations that we done had over the phone. So, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, we can't allow no pimp to stay in there for $5,000. I say each one of us right now, man, could give $100 for the cause. Because I even went on a little Facebook group that only Peas was in, and I sit up there and I said, hey man, let's take it's over 100 so-called pimps up in here, man. So, and then a lot of y'all from Hollywood Division, a lot of y'all from Cali, you know, it should be easy getting his bail. You know what I mean? Do the math. If we got over 100 people in here, if we take $100 each, we don't need all 100 individuals to even give $100 for his bail. So all we need is $100. You know what I mean? From individuals that care. And we get that 5,000 just like that. And P won't have to take a deal and lose his liberty in society and be in a correctional facility for possibly some years, where he has to take a deal like most black people do because they're broke. They end up taking, it's not that they were so much guilty, you know, because it's not whether they're innocent or guilty. It's just the fact that this black male or man is broke. So due to the fact that they're broke, they have to take a deal, an unjust deal, and be in a correctional facility for a goddamn eternity simply because he didn't have the currency to bail out and fight this unjust system, to fight the injustice. You know what I mean? So, you know, and shouts out to Dre for the Not This Time movement, because they fighting for some things to be overturned. They fighting, you know what I mean, for some, not just against police brutality, but they fighting, you know what I mean, for us to have equality and totality, not just in DC, but really just cross country, period. And not just for black people, for humanity. So, you know what I mean, you should definitely support that movement. But, you know what I mean, and of course, Cali, they trying to do something right now, but that's not the same as, you know, the bail reform that he's fighting for. Yeah, matter of fact, Alina said that he's fighting for. Cali got something happening pretty soon where, you know what I mean, you ain't gonna need no bail. You're just gonna be able to get out on your own recognizance. You're gonna be able to get out. You're gonna get OR. You know, so, you know, some good things, man, that's coming up, and I'm gonna be speaking about that in the future because I want you to be knowledgeable about everything so you'll know how to conduct yourself in different areas and learn the law of the land. But getting back, so, do you know what them Cali P's said? Do you know what certain niggas from Hollywood Division said? Oh, man, I told Clyde, he don't listen. He was disobedient. One P that's really known, I ain't gonna say no names. He was like, man, that nigga, man, P, I ain't gonna say that he ain't no pimp, man, but he just stupid. He just too wild and he just too stupid. And no, man, I ain't about to waste none of my money bailing his ass out, man, because he put himself there. That's what he said. Then another Cali P said, man, that's a waste of money. You know what I mean? That is a waste of money. You know what I mean? At that age, you know what I mean? And to be getting deceived by a bitch on Facebook, no, man. You know what I mean? The nigga need to sit down for a while and get his mind together, man, because evidently he ain't have it together getting deceived by a bitch on Facebook, P. That's just my 2 cents. These were individuals that were saying these things. So when I see Clyde laughing with one of the individuals that just simply just said no, you know what I mean? I just, no. I don't even got nothing to say after that. He just said no. You know what I mean? I'm not going to give it. No. I don't like them. So to see these, because when individuals don't like you or they jealous or they hate you, you will see your enemies that dislike other enemies come on all on one accord to verbally assassinate your name, because at least they on one accord with the jealousy and the hatred and the malice that they have for you. So even though we don't like each other, even though we despise each other, we gonna come on one accord, because at least we on one accord that we don't like sinful. So we just come on one accord for that. I hate you, you hate me, but what we can both agree on is that we hate sinful and we don't like motherfucking Freeze ass either. So let's sit up there and just come on one accord to hate his ass. So make a long story short, after hearing so many no's, I just said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get him out myself, because whether he was deceived or not, at 40 or whatever, that's beside the point. We all make mistakes and we all have done some dumb shit, no matter what age you is. So I'm going to get him out. So, and that's what I did. I got him out. You know what I mean? I got his freedom. You know what I mean? The game used me to give him freedom. The game used me to put food in your mouth when you was in there. The game used me to get you out of there. I gave him freedom. How do you go against somebody who's giving you freedom? How do you go against speak anything on somebody? I can see if you were even frustrated. But if an individual has given you freedom, you need to come see that man face to face, or at least give him a phone call, not get on the internet. And so that's why I start looking at certain people just in reality as bitches. Because how in the fuck can you see an individual as being real when the individual that they're speaking against and bringing slander on and lying on is the individual that gave them freedom, is the individual that gave you something that the bitch that you're in love with still to this day didn't even give you? Because if your bail was only $5,000 and this bitch, that professes to love you and you profess to love her, or you might say something around your P partners, but niggas that really know you know that you're a lame ass nigga over this bitch. How is it that when you get out of prison, and see, now I'm going to tell you my fault. Now we get into what I'm going to tell you, how stupid Sinful the P was. Okay? Of course, I had to give the history for those that don't know so they can know, and those that do know to refresh. But now we're about to get into how stupid Sinful the P was. All right? Because you put money on his books, you bail him out of jail. When he gets out of jail, you put clothes on his back, you put food in his mouth, you allow him to have a place to parole to, and this individual that professes to be a pimp, Because when I got him out, he said, oh man, I gotta pay you back. I'm gonna pay you back, Sin, I got you, man. As soon as I come up, I'm gonna pay you back. And you know that I'm not lying, because those that's in that Facebook group, and I still got the information. You know what I mean? I can go look it up right now. But he said out of his own mouth, and he typed it as well. He said out of his mouth that he said, man, I'm gonna pay you back. And Sin told me, you don't pay me back. All you got to do is pimp. Okay? And once you pimp up and you get in position, once you see another pimp who is not in position, you be a blessing to him the same way that I was a blessing to you. That was my exact words. And he repeated it. So that's the truth. And I'm confirming the information that he gave. He lies a lot, but that's the truth. So all I required from him was to pimp up and go be on his own, because I'm already deep at the time. At that time, you know what I mean? At that time, man, I only had a little bit, probably, I had about a good 100. I was over about a good 170,000 then. You know what I mean? So at that time, I got like a little bit over 170,000. You know what I mean? And at that time, man, I'm checking it from squares. I'm checking it from hoes. You know what I mean? I'm knocking off this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need you to help me. You know what I mean? A lot of people are blinded by what they see on Instagram because of a chain, a ring, or money being counted, or a house that they don't own, or a house that they renting. But there are a lot of individuals in Vegas and Texas and Miami and different places. And because of the deals that they got on certain houses, they're able to look bigger than what they are. I didn't try to live beyond my means. I didn't try to seem like something that I wasn't, or look and appear as if I was doing something more than I wasn't. I took my crumbs and I saved it, because I didn't want to be like the individuals in American Pimp or the other documentaries and movies where pimps were saying, yeah, man, I enjoyed the game, but if I can do it all over again, the only thing that I wish I would have did was save some money. See, if Simpin Live was to tell the truth, he will tell you that when it comes to saving money, he has never met another pimp that knows how to preside over business and money the way that Sinful the P does. None of my P partners preside over business and money the way that I do, because a lot of them are irresponsible. These niggas are in their 30s and their 40s, and they still move like they're in their 20s, and they move like they're teenagers. I'm not about to sit up there and buy no goddamn jewelry. I got the jewelry right here, and it's coming out my mouth. If I ever buy some jewelry, it'll be for an event or something like that, but I don't need that shit. I'm broke. And I'm broke as hell right now. I ain't got time to do that. I ain't got time to be acting like, so you be like, ooh, Sin. No. I'm not going to pay for your likes. I'm not going to pay for your shares. I'm not going to pay for you to see me a certain way. Man, fuck that shit. I'm Sinful to Pete. Plus I'm broke. So the fuck I'm going to put on a false image to you guys? I am broke. And like I told you, at that time I had a little bit over $170,000. Anybody that know the real definition of money, that's broke. I was broke then, and I'm broke now. I just have more crumbs that now than I had then, but I'm still broke. That's broke. So what you consider to be money, that is broke. Every pimp in the game is broke. Oh, what's the name? Got 2 million. Broke. What's the name? I think he got 4 million. Broke. Until you take your family out of an urban community, until you can empower your whole family where they're no longer in the ghetto, you're broke. Until you sit up there and take your mama out the projects, or your mama out the ghetto, your family out of, you're broke. So yes, I've been a blessing to my family. I've been a blessing to my friends. I've been a blessing to my schools. I've been a blessing to my community. But there's so much more that I could do. And the things that I have done, that ain't nothing. As the Apostle Paul said, that's my reasonable service. That's what I was supposed to do. I'm a servant of the game. I'm a servant of this game. That's all I am. It ain't nothing for me to exalt myself over. I'm just a servant of the game doing what a servant is supposed to do, serving the people. That's it. So if I give you something and I tell you to be quiet and woo woo woo, because you would never even known that I did what I did for Johnny Cash until Johnny Cash told you. The only way that you know what I did for other people is because other people told you. I never told you that I bailed out Clyde. I never told you that I put money on his book. He wanted to do that. Before the whole situation transpired, he wanted to do that to make himself appear to be something that he's not. He appears to be somebody that loves the game. He appears to be somebody that loves the pimping. He appears to be somebody that's authentic to a street nigga. But if you turn on the vision of the game, you can see that he's pretty much a serpent. If you sit up there and look at him for what he is and don't get caught up in, you know what I mean, him being loud and belligerent and talking about nothing, you know what I mean, if you could get past all of that, you would see that this is a con artist. This is not a pimp. So, you know what I mean, it's my fault that, you know what I mean, I allowed him to put money on his books and do all that. You know what I mean? It's my fault of how stupid I was for him to come out of, you know, jail, and to come out of jail and you went back to the same bitch that gave your car away, that didn't put no money on your books, the same bitch that was getting into some evangelism with the criticism on your name. So with that being said, you know, it was Sin's fault. The moment that I seen him, I'll never forget. I didn't say nothing at the time because the bitch was around. I told him, you know what I mean? But I was supposed to do more than just tell him. I was supposed to cut him off. If I can go back to this situation, I would have cut him off. And the other situation wouldn't have been as big because I would have cut his ass off. And he still would have tried to go hard, but it wouldn't have hurt me as much because I would have cut him off, because that was the time to cut him off. That's why now, for you individuals that know me, like, damn, why Sin be acting like that? Or why he conduct himself like that? Situations in life occurred for me to see things the way I see them. And that's why I treat, when people be like, Sin, where you at, man? I want to meet you. I want to meet you. I really be trying to meet people through the bitch. I really don't be trying, especially if you say you're a pimp, I don't really be trying to meet a whole bunch of niggas. Really. If you go on Instagram, you'll see that I'm following nothing but women. I'm not following no men. Okay? I keep the men's circle very small. The male circle very small. Okay? And now that I have more women and less guys around me, I have less drama. I have more money, less drama, more serenity, more currency, more pussy whenever I desire, and I have less drama. So I allow them guys to just be amongst themselves. You know what I mean? I know who I am. I know what God has put in me. I know the calling on my life. I don't need anybody's validation. I came in more important than these niggas. But as far as with Clyde, how he goes, the moment it was me, Freeze, Clyde, and we had came to, I think, a 7-Eleven or a gas station. I believe. I don't lie about nothing I say. But anyway, the little broad that left him for dead, that gave his car away, that spoke bad on his name, that didn't put no money on his books while he was dead to the world. Bail was only $5,000. Bitch didn't never endeavor to bail him out. Because that's the one thing they can't say about Sin. If you leave me for dead, there's no second chance. Okay? If you ever left me when I was in jail, or you didn't do nothing for me when I was in prison, we have nothing to talk about. There will never be a you and me again. I'm built way different than these niggas. If you ever called the police on me, lied on me, you know what I mean? If you've ever got with any of my enemies, It could never be a me and you again. These dudes is built different. And they try to come up with what they think in their little mind to be something pimpish or fly. But really, they're trying to manipulate you into thinking that it's okay to accept a snitch bitch. It's okay to accept a bitch that called the police on them. It's okay to accept a bitch back that when he was in jail, you know what I mean, the bitch knew he was in jail. She knew he was in prison. Didn't put no money on his books. Didn't do nothing for him. He's trying to make you think that it's okay when he got out, that he took the bitch from him. This is a desperate individual that doesn't believe in pimping. This is a desperate individual that doesn't have character. This is a desperate individual that would take anything and everything. And honestly, if you would take a bitch that'll leave you in fucking jail where you're facing prison time, then yeah, you would take a teenager. That's what was another thing that was very upsetting to me, to see all of these fraudulent ass motherfuckers sitting over there on the internet acting like they have fucking character. That was one of the worst feelings in my life, to see individuals who don't even amount to half of my character to come on one accord having a whole bitch nigga parade on my name and making lies on my name, because the individuals that know me knew that I wasn't taking teenagers, denying teenagers before that case, and was doing it after. So you knew the moment that you heard that a fake ID, and the moment that it was 6 broads and the other 5 are adults and it's 1 minor, you knew that it had to be some deception involved. You knew that it had to be some, ain't no type of way. No, he not that type of dude. He don't give me that type of, no. So when you have an individual who's willing to take back a woman that left him dead to the world, put no money on your books, knew you was possibly face prison time, didn't put no money towards getting you out of jail, and you go right back to the same bitch that left you in a situation to face that, don't talk about my character, man. Don't talk about me as a man. Don't talk about me as a pimp, because you don't amount to me. Okay? Nowhere in the planet. You're not into, and the sad part about it is you're nowhere near Freeze. And I know he gonna see this, and I want you to see this. You know what I mean? Because you never, since that time, of course I'm in Toronto now, you might do it, but you never came to AZ since that time. You never came over to the house. You never called me. Why? Because you was clout chasing. You know what I mean? And I hope you got what you wanted. You know what I mean? Because I've been hearing about some of the things that's been transpiring to you. You know what I mean? Hold on for a minute. I've been hearing about certain things that's been transpiring to you and how you haven't been coming up in the game, and you're losing teeth. And evidently you never had the belief in being a man and a pimp. So I expect you to do the things that you've been doing. You still got my name in your mouth. You still got Free's name coming out your mouth. And I appreciate that, because as long as I don't even got to talk about me, I'm always going to be kept up because of you. You still holding on to the past and things like that, even though I'm speaking to the family to help them prepare for 2019 so they can avoid these certain situations. But it's looking bad for you, homie. It sucks to be you. You know what I mean? Heard you lost, the house that I knew you was gonna lose, because you know how you got in there. It wasn't about no pimping. You know what I mean? And I could say more things, but because I'm a street nigga, I can't reveal certain things. See, I'm different than you. I'm a street nigga, so when you doing something on the other side, and if that could possibly get you locked up or fucked up or put you in a jam, I can't do that. You know what I mean? You different. We from 2 different cloths. You would never be me, little homie. You know what I mean? You'll always be my little baby brother with no teeth. You know what I mean? Because that's what baby brothers do. Baby brothers don't be having no teeth. Big brother got to pick you up. You know what I mean? But it's hope for you. You know what I mean? What you need to do, just to take out, put the 281 people and push them to the side for a moment, because I know you're going to see this. I got a lot of love for your soul, man. And it'd be a terrible thing for you to die living a lie. Because you're not a pimp and you don't do no pimping. You make deals and you think just because you know, every now and then go to the barbershop on a bitch head that you know, authentic. And a lot of guys think that. They think that basically you're a pimp because you smack a bitch or you beat a bitch up and things like that. But no, if you have sex with a woman after you beat her ass and things like that, then that pretty much would make you a freak. That has nothing to do with pimping, son. So you're living a lie. You're living a lie, son. I want you to give your life to God, because it'd be a terrible thing for you to die and lose your only soul. Right now, the enemy is playing you for cheap, Clyde. He's playing you for cheap. He getting you for cheap, son. You know what I mean? Because you got all of these guys, they're around you and they talking to you like you real because they just as dumb as you. They just as unwise as you. But this your big brother. This is your father coming down from the heavens. You were born in California, but your father from Chicago. His name is Philip Gilmore, Sinful to P. And I want to sit up there and I want to tell you to give your life to God, son. You damn near 50 years old. You done had heart attacks. You done went blind. You know what I mean? You didn't sit up there for a minute. You couldn't move your hand. You know what I mean? You've been in this game for I don't know how long. You say you've been in the game. You know, but you damn near 50 years old, man. You're closer to the graveyard than you're closer to birth. I don't want you to die and for your soul to be lost. Even though you lied on me, even though you deceived people into thinking that certain lies was the truth, I don't want you to die like that. So even with your lies, even with you conducting yourself, you know what I mean, contrary to the behavior of a man, I don't want you to die in your lies. I don't want you to die, you know what I mean, as a con artist. Okay? Make something of yourself. Don't waste your life, you know, being something that you're not. Give your life to God, Clyde. You know what I mean? You quote scriptures every now and then. You use words like anointed and all of that stuff that I taught you. Stuff that you wasn't saying, ways that you wasn't even carrying around until you got around me. And I already know, you know what I mean? I'm very charismatic. And no individual has been around Sinful to P and didn't learn anything. That'd be a lie. So you learned from me. You just don't apply what you learned. But I want you to sincerely, humbly, earnestly go before God and repent. Confess to God and repent and give your life to God. Because this so-called pimp thing, it hasn't got you anywhere. If you haven't been able to pimp up for teeth that you lost, then leave it alone. Okay? Because people in lifestyles and streets so they can have certain things, they don't want to work a job. But Clyde, believe it or not, there are square guys that are not pimping. They have jobs and they have their teeth. They got a dental plan. So the teeth that they don't have, their job is able to bring restoration to their teeth that they don't have. And if you've been missing teeth for over a year now, you know, really years, because you had lost that one tooth and you had came over, remember when you came over to the house? And instead of you pimping up, you know, for that new tooth, you remember what you did? You just started talking like this. See, I can't do it. You cold dude. You talented in that area. But what I'm going to say to you is, God is able to give you restoration with your teeth. You don't have to die without any teeth. See, I'm going to tell you what the pimps ain't going to tell you. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you what the niggas that's cool with you temporarily right now ain't going to tell you. God is able to restore your teeth, Clyde. Amen. You know what I mean? I know that you're tired of, you know, putting videos up and you got to put the words above your face or you got to talk like this. You know what I mean? You're tired of doing that. Okay? God is able to bring restoration to your teeth, son. Amen. The word of God says, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Another scripture said, we call them things which be not as though they were. So I know that God is able to bring restoration to your teeth, bro. You know what I mean? I'm speaking out of love. You know what I mean? I don't want you to go to Hawaii anymore and you missing your teeth. You know, that's not cool. You know what I mean? That's not cool, bro. If you don't have any teeth in your mouth or you missing teeth, you shouldn't be going to Hawaii. You know, that's not a place that people go to and they don't have teeth and they profess to be a pimp. You know, no. And ladies, if a guy is able to afford a plane ticket, whether it be by doing the plug or by paying cash or whatever he did to get there, if he went through, and even in the plug, he still has to have information to work that plug. And for all the guys that's using the paper game, if you can use the paper game to get cars, if you get the paper game to get you a hotel, if you get the paper game to get you a flight, then use the paper game to get your teeth right. That's all I'm saying. No, you know, I'm not going to get loud. I'm not using profanity. I'm just kicking facts here. Because you've been having that teeth problem for years, bro. Get it right. Don't pimp up for a Benz, a mansion, a chain, a ring, or any of that. Just do something impressive, bro. Restoration to your teeth. All right? So, you know, before we sit up there and keep seeing name in your mouth, freeze name in your mouth, your New Year's resolution should be getting some new teeth, putting teeth in your mouth. Because you cannot profess to be this pimping and your breath stinks. You cannot sit up there and profess to be this pimping and your gums are damn near purple. You cannot profess to be this pimping and you're missing teeth. You know what I mean? Yeah, the street niggas, the guys that's just as dumb as you know what I mean? You a real nigga. You know, they gonna, you know, shake up with you. But people who have sense, that's polish, brains, they don't want to be around that, man. Why? Because you look a goddamn fool. You look like you about to hurt somebody. You got car accidents and missing piano keys and federal cases in your mouth, man. And you need that shit fixed. All right? So moving on, you know, it was a mistake on my behalf. The moment when he went back to the same female that left him for dead, that's when I was supposed to pull him from the side to the side. Because he know, you know what I mean? I checked him. I told him, man, how could you go back to a bitch that did such and such, such and such? He know how I felt about that. This ain't nothing new. But what I should have said was due to the fact that I asked you to pimp up. And that's all you had to do. Once I had got you out and you went back to the same broad that didn't put money on your books, that didn't endeavor to bail you out, that sit up there, you understand me, and gave your car to another man, you can't be my pee partner. I can't fuck with you. And I should have left him feeling the feeling of condemnation and just left him like that. I asked you. I didn't want no money back. I didn't want you to jug me back. All I wanted you to do was pimp up. And you went back to, because see, when people go to snitches or when people go to bitches that left them in jail or in prison, it shows me, number one, that you are desperate, but it shows me that you even yourself don't see yourself as the pimping, because if you was the pimping and you believed in your game, then you would produce something new. You would knock a new hoe. You would knock a new bitch. But due to the fact that you don't even believe the shit that's coming out your mouth, no, you're not going to, you know, you're not going to sit up there and you're going to go back. Niggas that don't truly have game, that are con artists, boyfriends, and secret husbands behind the closed doors who have been snitched on, left in jail, left in prison, or just totally done wrong, you will catch a lot of them going back to snitches, going back to ex-bitches that left them fucked up, that left them in a dry land. You're going to see them calling them broads, texting them broads, still friends with them broads, still following them broads. Why? Because they know they're getting a new broad, you know what I mean, or at least getting something that's presentable, or getting a hoe, slim chance to none. Because they feel that they got lucky. See, there's a difference from an individual who pimps and has a beautiful mouthpiece, an eloquent mouthpiece. Some real game out that's coming out their mouth with a charismatic, magnetic personality that they can go cross country with, that stay knocking broads, versus somebody who has been lucky. Okay? Low self-esteem. This shows that you're desperate. This shows you have low self-esteem. And this also shows that you don't believe in the game that you profess to have. Because pimping is on Ford Boulevard. Pimping is on Progression Street. That's what pimping is. Pimping is on Progression Avenue. So because pimping is on Progression Avenue, the pimping ain't trying to get his revenue out of a bitch that just snitched on him or left him for dead in jail or in prison, that didn't try to sit up there and do anything about a situation. I'm telling you what pimping is. Them other niggas, desperate. And whenever a nigga is desperate, how can a desperate nigga tell you what he wouldn't fuck with? How could a desperate nigga tell you that he wouldn't fuck with a minor? How could a desperate nigga tell you that he wouldn't fuck with a transsexual? How could a desperate nigga tell you that he wouldn't fuck, you understand me, with a bitch that done snitched on this pimp or snitched on this nigga? How could a desperate nigga tell you anything about standards? How? That's not logical. A desperate male professing to be a man, speaking on character, speaking on standards? Desperate guy? No. Not to mention that the broad that didn't do anything for you, you paid for her to have a new ass, and then less than a week later, she left your ass? Oh, by the way, you know what I mean? Because he couldn't hold water, but this is just real shit. Not gonna say his name, but one of the brothers that y'all see in the comment section all the time. Not gonna say his name, because P might not want his name being mentioned. But this is when me and Clyde was cool. And he hit my phone and he said, P, where you at? I said, I just came in the house, baby. What's going on? He said, yeah, man, I want to tell you that little bitch that Clyde got the ass for, you know, that he kind of like bragging about and everything like that. Yeah, man, she out of bounds. Because at that time, Clyde had the bitch on automatic. And she was getting out of pocket with one of my little brothers that come from YouTube that, you know, do some real pimping in the streets. And this nigga had just got the bitch an ass, and this bitch was getting out of pocket with one of my young niggas. See how that look? Left you for dead. You get out, you go back to the bitch, and she getting out of bounds with one of my little young niggas that I met through YouTube. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know that's your boy and everything, and you know what I mean? But yeah, man, well, she on my line. Not to mention that you brought the bitch an ass before you sat up there and even put new teeth in your mouth. You sat up there, you understand me, and pretty much bought this bitch an ass, and your teeth still fucked up, and the bitch still getting out of pocket? Why? Because you can't buy loyalty. You can't buy horn. These niggas be trying to buy horn. They be trying to buy loyalty. You can't buy loyalty. You got to pimp for loyalty out the bitch. You got to pimp for that, son. You can't buy that. Some of these niggas, as soon as they get the bitch, oh, you my bottom bitch. He try to tell the bitch that the bitch is his bottom bitch because these niggas trying to give pretty little titles. And he think by giving a bitch a pretty little title that maybe she might do what's vital to the little pretty title that he giving her that she didn't earn. You got to pimp for that. You can't buy that. Nigga was trying to buy that out the bitch. Trying to buy a character that she don't even possess. That you ain't even impute, transmit, deposit. You ain't put nothing in this broad. You can't buy that. What's wrong with you? Motherfuckers lucky that I'm not even lucky, but I'm in this hotel room. Y'all know how I am when I'm in the house. You know I would have been yelling. Niggas trying to buy loyalty. You can't buy loyalty. But moving right along. You know what I mean? With that little situation. Now, this is what another thing that I tell you now. This don't make him look bad. This make me look bad. Yeah, it make him look bad, but it make me look bad. Why it make you look bad, Sin? Because I'm seeing the things that's transpiring and I'm still associating with them. I'm seeing the things that's going on and I'm still being brothers of them. I'm still being cool with them. Still being partners of them. So everything that I'm saying, one finger at him, you got to point all fingers back at form. So I legitimized him. So them fingers point right back at me as well. Whenever you see an individual who is doing things contrary to what they supposed to be doing, and you correct them verbally, but you physically don't remove yourself from them, you are an enabler of their mess. Sinful was an enabler of Clyde's mess. So this is not a bash or come down on Clyde night. This is showing you how stupid, dumb, unwise Philip Brandon Gilmore, Sinful to P was. You know what I mean? Hold on. Get them comments right. I'm showing you how dumb I was. It's not a throwdown on Clyde night. Because anything that he did wrong and you continue to associate, communicate, be partners and brothers with that nigga, you just as wrong. Actually, you're wronger. Because maybe they wouldn't feel so comfortable doing the things that they doing if you would have sat up there and came out from among them. So that's my fault. That's my fault. Everything that transpired, I take full blame for that. That is my fault. As a man, that's my fault. The lies he told, yeah, he telling them, but that's still my fault. That's my fault. That's mine. And I'm telling you these things because I don't want it to be your fault. I was stupid. You don't got to be stupid. I was unwise. You don't got to be unwise. You can learn from my wise words and me being a proverb on what not to do on tonight. If you know that it's an individual that's around you that you say that's your friend, you say your brother, your partner, or your sister, or, you know, your girlfriend, or you saying that's your main bitch, and they doing something contrary to what they should be doing, and you might have corrected them with your mouth, because I didn't G-check, P-check the nigga, you know what I mean, quite a few times. But it don't mean nothing if you check the individual and they just say, you right, but they keep doing things fraudulent. They keep doing things still contrary to the game. Brother, stop asking questions that don't need to even be answered. You know what I mean? But that whole little situation, that's because of me. Because the moment that he went back to the broad, he bought the bitch an ass before he fixed his teeth. The moment that I seen him making deals, see, because, you know, not to go in on Johnny, because Johnny never lived with me, even though I was trying to set it up to get him to do so because of other situations that was transpiring in his life. He's not going to tell that. And there's no need for me to speak on that. But I'm glad that didn't go through. But even with that situation, it was not just Johnny, but other individuals. Sinful. No, and don't take it. I seen one comment. Don't take it as that. There's nothing wrong with buying your bitch an ass. Who earned it? Who earned it? Who earned it? If that's what you desire to do with your woman or your women who earned it, then you could do it. But if you're doing things for people who didn't earn it, that's wrong. That's contrary to being right. You know what I mean? And it's like for you to come out of jail and go back to a bitch that left you like that, and to go back and eating her pussy, and to fucking on the bitch, and to being with her, laughing and smiling with her, taking pictures with her, videos and posting them on social media because you happy to have a bitch and all of that type of shit. That shit is fraudulent. That's fraudulent. That is fraudulent. It was just too many fraudulent things that I seen. Times when he would be in Hawaii and I'd be like, how you doing, bro? What's going on? Oh, man, you know what I mean? Hawaii been treating me good, bro. You know what I mean? I'm doing my way. I said, man, that's good, man, because I need you and others, man, you know, to come up, because if I fall off, or if I ever go holeless and doleless, if I ever fell off, if you own, if he own, if he own, if he own, y'all can pick me up if I fall down. But if it's only one nigga in the crew that's doing things and having money, that ain't a cool crew. Because if one go down, the whole crew go down. Why? Because the whole crew was depending on one. So I want you to sit up there and, you know, pimp up, man. Bro, you ain't got, bro, man, I listen to what you tell me, man. I ain't buying no jewelry. I ain't buying no cars. I ain't doing woo, woo, woo. I ain't doing none of that sin. I'm saving my money, bro. Just like you told me, man. I'm about to get a business. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do this. Right now I got 10,000 and I'm about to woo, woo. That was one conversation. Next thing you know, we talk, man, bro, I got close to 20,000, man. But because of this and this and this, they gonna take money from me, so I can't put the money in the bank. I said, nigga, you know I'm a trustworthy motherfucker, man. I ain't gonna do nothing with that money, man. I'm gonna let you stack up. If you and this other young Pete that he was around at that time, if you need a holding place for some money, I'll start an account. And what I'll do is I'll start an account, a bank account in my name, and I'll start a bank account in my name, and you'll be able to use the debit card and get your money or put money in whenever you desire. So even though it's in my name, it'll still be your money. You know what I mean? And we could do it like that. You know what I mean? And I was very sincere. Motherfuckers, that when I fuck with you, I fuck with you. You know what I mean? And it was stupid going back. You know, I wish, but when I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If you my nigga, you my nigga. If you in jail or you in prison, whatever I could do for you. If you fucked up, I'm a reach for you. And for an individual to know that I'm this type of motherfucker and to do that type of shit, man, you should be thankful that you got your life. But it is what it is. You know, niggas like to act gangster and talk crazy on that internet. That internet, man, is a crazy motherfucker. You know what I mean? People, even in their 40s and 50s, they chase for clout like they teenagers in Chicago. That's how crazy the clout chasing they got. Clout is a more dangerous drug than crystal meth and heroin. Gaining popularity, gaining attention, gaining clout has become more important to individuals than money, than sex, than motherfucking, you understand me, education, than motherfucking hygiene, gaining clout. Period. It ain't got to the point people want clout so bad, even if they get embarrassed, if they embarrass themselves in the process, it's okay because at least I got that clout. You know what I mean? Real talk. So, you know what I mean? Hold on, let me put this up. So, you know what I mean? Getting back, I told him what I would do. Do you know, less than 2 weeks later, when he came to Arizona, that he's like, yeah, P, I'm in town. I'm like, all right, baby, you know what I mean? Where we going to, man? We about to go to the motherfucking Venetian. You know what I mean? Because I know he got a little bankroll, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what I mean? You had close to 20,000 in, and you know what I mean? It's been a little time then, so I know you got 20 or over 20. So, you know what I mean? I want you to stack that, or we can go to Phoenix, you know what I mean? And when we go, you know, to Phoenix, we can sit up there, man, and you know what I mean? And be in, we could be Rolls Royce limoed out. Freeze can be in one, you could be in one, I could be in one, man, and we could just sit up there, man, and terrorize the whole blade, baby, and make it Pimp City. So, you know, I'm talking, you know what I mean? He like, yeah, man, yeah. But you think you can send me a taxi? You think you could pay for a taxi? I said, bro, why you need a taxi? Oh man, it's man, my money got jammed up, man, and you know, It's a fucked up situation, man. I explain everything, man, when I see. All right. So, me being the nigga that I am, I sit up there, you know what I mean, and get him a taxi. He come back to the house. Of course, he's broke as hell. And he giving this speech that don't even make sense. Typical Clyde. When all you had to do was tell me that you was pretty much living off the paper game and you wasn't making no paper, even though you was 3 deep at the time. So even though you was 30 toes, you was 30 toes of bullshit. You wasn't 30 toes of hoes, you was 30 toes of bullshit. You was 30 toes of girlfriend prostitutes. But you wasn't motherfucking, you understand me, 30 toes of some hoes. You know what I mean? So just keeping that thing, you know what I mean, all the way 100. And let me say this. Anybody that was speaking bad about me at other channels for tonight, let them stay there so they can go carry on the drama. Yeah, let them stay. Let Judas the Iscariot stay in. And after the message is over, I'm going to tell them the same thing that Jesus told Judas. Whatever thou doest, do it quickly. Go do that immediately. That's what you was called to do. You was called to be a hater. You was called to be, you understand me, an individual that caused discord among the pimping or among the pimping and the simping. You know what I mean? That's what you for. So by all means, don't block nobody tonight. Let the haters, let the individuals that you've seen on different channels saying this and saying that, let them over here. I want them to see this tonight because they're going to go over to the other channels and they're going to repeat and they're going to miss word and they're going to edit what I said. But that's what they supposed to do. That's their calling in life. Let them be on their job, baby. You know what I mean? They can hear it for the night. And let me also say this. You know what I mean? As far as what was I gonna tell you? Yeah, as far as deleting people in the comment section, you know what I mean? Let them you understand them lies in them comment section in the comment section. Every individual in the comment section after I end the video saying anything derogatory about me, what you fail to realize is that don't affect me, number one. Okay? And then number two, you know what I mean, just to keep that thing, you know what I mean, all the way 100. Now, you know, things like that with the fake Hassan, delete that individual. Yeah, block that individual. I'm not talking about situations like that. I'm talking about motherfuckers that you've seen saying things on other channels. Come over here, hey, Sin, what's up, Sin? You know, but people like that that's coming under false names and saying homosexual stuff all up in the comment section. No, we don't allow people to cause discord while this message is coming forth. Whatever bro or whoever do on their channel, that's on their channel. But over here, we respect this game and we don't allow that. But they sit up there and come over here and you see them say something derogatory about me at other channel, let them stay. Let them stay. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that's my nigga right there. I see Nick up in here. Blessings to Nick. Blessings to Saint Nick. You know what I mean? That's one of the real ones. That's not no YouTube shit. But getting back to what I was saying, when he comes over to the house, he's saying all of this, and see, he's not gonna tell his partners this. He's not gonna tell his Cali entourage this. He's not gonna tell the little niggas that don't know no better about things like this. But yeah, go ahead and block the other fake Hassan. But he's not gonna say things like this. But I said to myself, but I gave you wise words. I taught you how to save money. I taught you that. I taught you how to save money. I told you that you didn't have to, and plus there ain't no excuse because you got the paper game. So if you got the paper game going on and you 3 deep and you got all of this, you didn't have to pay for food, number one, because the paper game paid for that. You don't have to pay for transportation because the paper game paid for that. So all you had to do was stack dough. And I know that you was getting extra money outside of your little 3 girlfriends that were prostitutes simply because, you know what I mean, you were selling rooms to the pimping. You were selling rooms to the simping. You know what I mean? This is what you were doing. You know what I mean? You was doing that. So by you sitting over there selling rooms and you selling everything but this pimping in this game, you should have had some money. Ain't no excuse. So when I sat up there and when I came at him, you know what I mean, with that, you know what I mean? Of course, he didn't know how to take it. Because anybody that know him, when you hit him with the truth, he just, you right, bro. You right. You know what I mean? Like a little son or like a little brother that you keep spanking. But that was my fault. Anytime somebody betray you, lie or anything, and if you know that an individual is doing fraudulent things that are contrary to the truth, and you might correct them verbally, but you didn't separate yourself physically, you are an enabler. You are an enabler of the problem. Sinful the P was an enabler of that problem. I was an enabler. That's my fault. That ain't him. He don't have the character to be a man. He don't have the information to be a man. The calling that God put on his life, that ain't the same calling that God put on my mind, on my life. To whom much is given, much is required. That's my fault. I only expect you to be the same fraudulent, counterfeit individual that you been. That's my fault. That's my fault. You got that. That's my fault. That ain't you. You were supposed to go back to that bitch that left you for dead. You were supposed to sit up there and make them deals to them bitches. You were supposed to do that. That's you. You know what I mean? But moving right along, to the little, before I get to the incident, because I dealt with campaigning with the enemy, but I got to get with obtaining, with the enemy as well before we bounce out. But campaigning, with the enemy, I done been in the strip club, I done been malls, we done been places together. So if you known me to only have grown women and campaign at grown women, then why sit up there and make me into, and I could have intellectually spanked pretty much all of them niggas because none of them niggas really have the knowledge that I have, but I didn't want to give knowledge to real pedophiles how to justify pedophilia. So that's why I say I'm not going to give that. Because I could have took it biblical. I could have took it culture. I could have sat up there and gave the true definition of what a pedophile is, because some of you, like niggas do, you're using a word that you don't even know the definition of. I could have did that, but it was no reason to do that. Why? Because the word of God said in Job, if I justify myself, my own mouth will condemn me. So even though you think you're giving logical, intellectual reasons for what had transpired, in the process, you're mortifying yourself. In the process, you make yourself look like a fool because you're trying to justify yourself. When the truth really is that was my fault. That was my fault. And I've told you guys 1,000,001 times, I'm going to tell you 1,000,002. For the incident that occurred in April 17, 2008, that was my fault. But she had false identification. She deceived the police. That was still my fault. Why? Because to whom much is given, much is required. And heavy is the head that wears the crown. That's my fault. Even at the age of 23, I only had 10 months in the game. It don't matter. You know what I mean? That's my fault. You know what I mean? That's my fault. There's no justification for that. That's my fault. You know what I mean? So I apologize, of course, to my family. I got a chance to apologize to my saved, sanctified mother, to the saints of God and holiness, to the community. I apologize to y'all. Those that are viewing, the 311 people that's watching right now, I apologize again. That is my fault. I apologize to you again because even the individuals that I once was going live with, that I legitimized to you, that's my fault. That's not their fault. That's not their fault. The things that you heard Danky say, that's not his fault. The things that you heard Johnny Cash say, that's not his fault. The things that you've heard and seen Clyde do, that's not his fault. That's Sinful the P's fault. Okay? That's Simple the P's fault. All right? That's my fault. And Freeze, whenever he want to talk, that's his fault. Because we legitimize these people to you. And I'm not saying that Johnny Cash is not a pimp. I'm not saying that. See, me, there's a difference. I don't allow temporary feelings to take away somebody's title. No. He's done things I don't agree with. He's done things contrary to manhood and real nigga shit. But I wouldn't take that from him. Okay? But getting back to me, it's my fault. That's me. And it doesn't have to be your fault anymore. Because some of you are going through what I'm going through in the game, and some of you are outside of the game. Get them fraudulent individuals the fuck from around you. Do not enter into 2019 with the same fraudulent individuals that was around you in 2018. I want you to be elevated. I want you to have serenity. I don't want you to just have money. I want you to have serenity with your currency. Because there's people that's having a gold mine, but they don't got a peace of mind with the gold mine that they haven't. So I want you to have peace. I want you to have peace with yourself. But most of all, when you look in the mirror, I want you to love and respect the individual that you're looking at in the mirror. Period. So this go to the pimps, the macs, the gangsters, the players, the squares, those that's in college, those that's in high school. You might be even in grammar school. You need to take your butt to bed. And you high school, you need to take your butt to bed too. And if you're in college, you know you got an exam coming up. Don't watch too much. But, you know, don't enter into 2019 with them same fraudulent individuals. You're carrying dead weight. The word of God said in Hebrews, lay aside every weight that so easily beset you. Some of you are holding on to women. You're holding on to certain females. You're holding on to toxic friendships, toxic conversations that don't lead to no edification, that don't lead to no uncommon information, that don't build up your representation as a man or as a participant in the lifestyle that you're in. You're not being edified. You're not being enlightened. And if you got an individual that's not bringing any type of enlightenment to your life, any type of encouragement to your life, any type of upliftment, development, empowerment to your life, leave them individuals alone. The word of God said in Amos 3:3, how could two walk together except they be in an agreement? Another scripture say Enoch walked with God. Noah walked with God. Job walked with God. How did they walk with God? Because they was in agreement with the spirit, with the word, with the will of God. That's how they was walking with God. And if you're walking on one accord with somebody fraudulent, you are not on one accord with realness. You're not on one accord with this game. You're not on one accord with the best you. You want to use your ability to the best of your ability and make it a responsibility to be the best you that you could be on a daily. And you cannot do that when you're around toxic, cancer people. Some of you niggas, they got knocked for a bitch, or a bitch blowing up, or that bitch going off to do some faggot ass shit. That was the best thing that could happen to you. Now the game gonna test you. Because that same snitch bitch, that faggot bitch, or that bitch that caused a lot of negative shit in your life, that shit, hey man, I'm just gonna sit up there. Hold on. Let me do this for you. Yeah, they already got you. But you know what I mean? For them individuals that sit up there, and like I told you, especially, y'all know that ain't Sarnetta. So I need mods, move on it quickly, just like you just did. Shouts out to my mods. And get the likes up. Come on, man. There's 304 people watching, even on the small channel. Hit that like button right now. Hit the like. Get the like button up right now. Let's get them likes over 300. Ain't nothing changed. If you haven't liked this video and you want more, if you think that the information that I've conveyed in this video was powerful and it'd be beneficial to somebody else that's official that's not subscribed to this channel, then by all means, hit the like button, because the more likes that I receive for this video, the more recommendations that it'll get, and the more people will be able to see, view the content, subscribe, and they'll hit the bell, and they'll be over here with us. Plus, we got enough fellas. We need more ladies, and we only gonna get that with more likes and more shares. So let's get this channel popping, family. You know what I mean? They flagged us on the other one. I can't go live on that one, but I can go live over here. You know what I mean? I can go live on this channel though, and I can keep posting pre-recorded over there. So they haven't stopped anything, family. But I'm here to tell you that that was my fault. So I got to sit up there. You know, of course, I done dealt with campaigning with the enemy, because a lot of y'all are doing that. A lot of you in the drug game are campaigning with the enemy. A lot of y'all in the pimp game is campaigning with the enemy. A lot of y'all at your job, you campaigning with the enemy. A lot of y'all got enemies within your family, you know what I mean, that you campaigning with. Because just because, as the old saying goes, blood don't make you family. Loyalty does. And there's a lot of people that are blood related, but these people are enemies to you. These people are cancer to you. And for you niggas that's got broads or people around you that are cancer to you, that don't want to see you be your best you, get them individuals, you know what I mean, from around you immediately. Get them from around you. You know what I mean? Get them individuals from being around you. If you got individuals that call your phone, and I just use him for example because it's very true, and people that know him, that's true. That's just like when Danky P, I'm just giving an example. Danky used to hit my phone, and every now and then he would want to genuinely, sincerely chop it up about some pimping. But a lot of times when Dank would hit me up, it was to talk about some Wendy Williams shit that was going on in one of them little Facebook groups. You know what I mean? And no disrespect, but if you're an individual such as myself and you got over damn near 40,000 people subscribed to a channel, and it's about 500 or 600 motherfuckers in the group, and the people that's in these groups are individuals that campaign in a fucking garbage can, and then you got other individuals that sit up there, the women in here are over the age of 30 and 40 years old, and they're on drugs, and some of them are missing teeth. Why bring me what these people are saying? If you know that most of the individuals in there, you know, are individuals that you didn't see me spank in person, because he brought me one individual, I spanked this nigga right in front of you. You've seen that. You think I give a fuck what he's saying in a Facebook group that he created? When I got damn near 40,000 motherfuckers that subscribe to my channel, I'm damn near making, like, put the women aside, nigga, I'm damn near making $1,000 a day just off of consultation. You think I give a fuck what them little niggas is saying? And the only reason why the super chat ain't on up in here, because the channel ain't eligible enough, but we gonna get enough watch hours on here, and then the channel gonna be eligible. How much may I make from YouTube a month? I just said consultation. I make more money from consultation than these niggas is getting from the accumulation out the bitch. We're not even talking about women now. You know about me sitting over there receiving, you know what I mean, money from over 2 damn years from a bitch I'd never seen before in Canada. Nigga, I'm in Canada now. So I don't have to go back and forth, get validation from niggas and all of that shit. Man, please, I wish I would waste time. Yeah, I am a pimp. Man, I am a pimp. Man, let me be a pimp, y'all. Man, I am a pimp, man. Didn't you see me? Hey, man, didn't you? Hey, bro, didn't you see me have a bitch? Hey, didn't you see me? Man, yep. See, listen, man. He seen me in New Orleans, man. Hey, look, that's what these niggas do. I don't do that. Niggas that think they number one don't ask 2, 3, 4, and 5 for validation. So you would never see me sit up there on the phone, or, you know what I mean? Now, if the pimpin' want to speak on my name and give confirmation to shit that I've done, that's on them. But I ain't about to be asking 2, 3, and 4. I admire other pimps, but do I think that they sinful to pee? Hell the fuck no. Hell no. Not just in the pimping, but just as a man, period. Hell the fuck no, I don't. The fuck I look like asking another nigga for validation? That's crazy. That's comedy, nigga. So when Dank used to call my phone, yeah, bro, what's the name said, woo, 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 woo. And this bitch said, and that nigga said, and the majority of the people that he will be talking about, these are not even pimps and hoes. These are people that you only know through Facebook. You're not going to see on no blades. They not pulling up nowhere. You never going to see these individuals nowhere in the streets. They Facebook people. You bringing up back page prostitute secretaries to me, man. What's wrong with you? You bringing up little niggas, man, they got their girlfriends in a fucking escort service. Man, I don't give a fuck what he driving or what he got. That nigga ain't no goddamn pimp. I know these niggas, man. I helped create them. This nigga got his whole vocabulary from me. Man, I don't want to hear what they what. But it was my fault. Why was it Sin's fault? Because anytime that you got a danky P in your life that loves to get into a continuity of bringing up negativity all the time on a daily, and that individual calls your phone, you know what I mean? You have every right, and you should. Don't pick up the phone. You know what I mean? Don't pick up the phone. It's easy. Don't pick up the phone. You know what I mean? And there will be times, I'm telling on myself now, there will be times when I knew that Danky didn't have nothing to say that would be edifying, that would be uplifting, that would bring some type of enlightenment, that was some good game. But I still picked up the phone. Whose fault is that? Mine. If you know that an individual you can't speak about politics with, if you can't sit up there and speak about business with, you can't speak about real estate with, you can't have a biblical conversation with this individual. Certain levels of the pimp game you can't have with this individual. And you know that this individual is going to talk about people instead of ideas. You know that this individual is going to talk about people instead of, you know, some good game. Especially when this individual is holus and dolus and they're staying at a fucking monthly that pimps is jugging them to stay in. Because if I'm holus and dolus and I'm in a monthly, I don't even have time. If I'm in a weekly, a monthly, or whatever, I don't have time to think about Facebook groups. No disrespect, but anybody that ever remember when I was doing bad, I'll chop it up with pimps, but I was always at the bitch, okay? Because I'm not trying to live off the government, and I'm not trying to live off of what another man is receiving from the pavement. I want my development out the bitch. So I'm at the bitch, all right? And plus, I don't want to become too friendly with you niggas because a lot of these niggas think that once you knock them for the bitch, you ain't supposed to serve them because we cool. And my name is Sinful to P. It's not friendship to P. I'm not doing I'll be sure pimping. I'm doing dark skin, ashy elbow pimping. So your bitches getting knocked. And it's not all P, we had a drink together, or all P, you know what I mean? We took a picture and posted it on Facebook together. Your bitch got out of bounds with me. She put money in my hand. She's endeavoring to get some more. And we can take another picture after that. Because that'll show the game that once I knocked you for the bitch, or once you knocked me for the bitch, we maintain camaraderie after the bitch exchanged currency from her hand to my hand. And that'll show these youngsters how things are done when a pimp get knocked. So we should do that. You know what I mean? Real talk. But that's what a lot of these niggas think. So you being friends with these niggas, no. You know what I mean? No. But getting back to it, man, we left off course on a bad note, and so I can wrap this class situation and get to this obtaining with the enemy thing. Clyde got upset, you know what I mean, about, appreciate that, Nick. He got upset that pretty much he had asked for taxi rides. He was asking, this is the, and let's just tell the truth. And I'll be done with this situation so I can move on to the obtaining. The thing really was, it wasn't whether or not you think Sin messing with little girls. It wasn't that, because, Nick know and a few of y'all know. It's niggas that's been fucking with teenagers and little broads for years and been deep with them. And you niggas still congregate in fellowship with them. One nigga, when Maroy died, there was, I ain't gonna call no names, but when Maroy died, some people was glad that Maroy died because a video that he had did about a certain individual that's respected and loved in the game. When Maroy died, there were certain individuals that was glad that he died simply because he had a video about one certain individual that's from California and that's known cross country for having minors. So when Maroy said some of the things he said, a lot of people took offense to it, even though a lot of things that, you know, he had said, it was true. It was very true. But, you know, by him being the camera guy and he was never the pimping, they didn't think that he had the right to say the things that he was saying. So, you know what I mean? That's pretty much, I'm just giving this shit to you in the raw because it was so much hypocrisy that had took place. It wasn't that they cared about children. These niggas don't even take care of their own goddamn kids. Why you think Clyde couldn't have a motherfucking driver's license? Because child support chasing his ass. Now, let's do something right quick. I told you that I didn't have children. They telling you that I did have children. Okay, but let's go with what they saying. I got children, right? When you run Philip Gilmore's name, you know what I mean, Philip Brandon Gilmore's name through Google, search me up and see if my name come up for child support. See that. See if I ever owed child support. If I got a baby mother or baby mothers out there, go do some research and see whether or not I got child support people chasing me. Let's see that. You know what I mean? Let's see that. I don't owe no child support. Never have owed any child support. You don't see no women making videos like, yeah, and the nigga don't take care of his baby. I'm telling you I don't have no children, but they say I do got children. So let's go with the lie. Okay, so if I do got children and I'm this no character having ass motherfucker, how come women ain't making videos about me not taking care of my children or my child? Where is that video at? Where is that at? I ain't never seen it. You ain't never seen it. Do you see anywhere where I owe child support? But this same individual that was fighting for the rights and, oh my God, we got to protect the children. Nigga, when you going to take care of your children? When the last time your children seen you? How dare you? You know what I mean? Seriously. How dare you sit up there and speak? You know what I mean? Speak on children? You got to take care of yours, bro. What you doing, baby? You can't talk about my character, man. Compared to you, nigga, I'm the Pope. You ain't got no goddamn business speaking on me. Because I don't know no other P's. It probably is some. But we talking about tens of thousands, man, to charities. You not in that conversation. Fuck it, hundreds. I ain't never heard it. No. These are individuals that only cared about themselves. So individuals tried to use me and speak down on me so they can knock a broad. So it could appear like, ooh, Sin a pedophile, Sin ain't a real nigga. Ooh, Clyde a real nigga. Ooh, this a real nigga. They care about kids. That was some bitch ass shit. I can't even put no facade on. That was bitch nigga shit. But guess what? I made provisions for that to happen. That is my fault. It wouldn't even have stung as much as it did with me when certain hypocrisy had transpired with Clyde or Johnny or different ones if I had not made provisions for that to happen. That's my fault. So I would say this again before I go to the obtaining part. If there's anybody around you right now and you have discerned or they have shown you their true character, they have shown you that they are not the individual that they profess to be, get the fuck from around them. Don't just verbally check them. Get the fuck from around them. And especially if you're spiritual minded, the word of God says, come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord. Separate yourself. Separation. Sometimes elevation, the requirement, the sacrifice that it takes is separation. Some of you are not going to evolve until you stop being involved with people that's hindering you from evolving. You need to detach yourself, get from around them individuals. Stop talking to them individuals. Stop answering the phone for individuals that have nothing to offer. Stop that. Okay, moving on. Obtaining with the enemy. I spoke a little bit about it earlier, but I got to talk about it, man. Obtaining with the enemy. Some of you niggas right now, you get money from the same bride that's going to be doing this to you in the courtroom. It's sad to say it, but some of you niggas are riding in the car. Some of you niggas are in the same hotel room, the same apartment, the same house, the same mansion, whatever. You're in the same room with the person that's going to sit up there and put your life in harm's way right now. Obtaining with the enemy. I'm talking to the dope man. I'm talking to the pimp man. I'm talking to the hustler man. I'm talking to the street man. I'm talking to the square man as well. All of you. This information is so impeccable that it's applicable to everybody. I'm talking to everybody. Obtaining with the enemy. Now, as you know, in the chorus, I appreciate, because even when the enemy calls themselves trying to bring you down, the enemy works for you. Because when we seen Keisha at False Alert, I'm going to show you the move. Some of you already know what I did, and I already told you. But when Keisha had put up that domestic violence video and pre-warned and said that they were getting ready to show the continuance, what did you see me do? I never said that bitch told on me. I never said that bitch called the police on me. But he made it known that he was going to show the video in totality. So what did I do? I showed you the video with me with the bride going to Naperville, Illinois, where I was a speaker for the Educational Center Convention, a pimp, the Educational Center Convention speaker. Wow. But anyway, compelling the people to raise money for children that are in special ed for learning disability and behavior disorder. You seen her in the limo with me. You seen her at the table eating, smiling. Did I tell you that she was a snitch? I didn't have to. Why? Because the enemy is on his job. I knew that the enemy was getting ready to sit up there and reveal that to you. So touch somebody and say it's chess, not checkers. So once he sat up there, he don't even know how to. He's so easy. Keisha is only smart to niggas that ain't smart. Look how Keisha was able to play with certain people's minds who say that they pimps. Not going to bring certain people's names, but look how he's able to play and manipulate their little minds. Have you ever heard a conversation with Keisha talking to Freeze? Have you ever heard a conversation, with Keisha talking to me? With everything, even every time Keisha threatens people to put out certain information, he said, you better get on the phone with me. You better get on the phone with me or else. Next thing you know, you see Johnny Cash over there. You know what I mean? They have to choose up with Keisha because Keisha has him just like Donald Trump says. He got him by the pussy. See, I'm a nigga with a dick and balls. You're not gonna do that with me. You're not gonna threaten me and say, well, if you don't do this and do this, I'm gonna do this. Well, nigga, I guess you're gonna be doing that. Because God made me a man. I'm not about to give you my dick and balls, nigga. That's for that nigga, and that nigga. You know what I mean? Johnny folded. And then Johnny tried to put on an act and act as if he was trying to look out for me. But the only videos that he took down was the videos of when he was getting ready to reveal what he got on Johnny. And then you just seen not too long ago, he's about to do it again to Johnny. But what Johnny do? You know what I mean? No, daddy, don't do it. He ran back to him. You know what I mean? And Johnny was been still trying to call my phone. Bro, let's get back together and all that. No. You got a good legacy. You got your little reputation. That's You know, do your thing, man. Keep knocking ugly bras and teaching them how to do whatever they do, man. But me and you ain't cool no more. Because in the streets, if you standing next to my enemy and you supposed to be my nigga, and when I come through to kill my enemy, and you standing next to my enemy, smiling and laughing with my enemy, you gonna get killed with my enemy. And I'm gonna be at your funeral, kissing your mama, quoting scriptures, giving her comfort, because her baby boy had to go. Not saying that I would do it, because y'all know I'm a square. I'm a square ass nigga. I ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gotta worry about nothing with me. I'm a YouTuber. But I'm just telling you how some people think. You know what I mean? If you laughing and giggling and kikiing and ha-haing with my enemy, you gotta die with my enemy. I don't want to fuck with you because you is my enemy. Anybody that's a friend of my enemy is my enemy too. Because if you was truly my friend, the love that you profess to have for me would have compelled you to get the fuck from around this individual, especially when this individual has called the police on pimps. So not only do you not got love for me, you ain't really got love for the game. You know what I mean? You got more love for saving your ass and keeping information about your reputation from the community, from the pimp and hoe community. You don't want your motherfucking flaws to be shown to the point where basically you tuck your tail. He can't make me tuck my tail. He can't make niggas like Freeze tuck his tail. Built from a different cloth. You know what I mean? Let me get this out of here, man. Don't put nothing like that. Don't put nothing like that in my shit, man. But, okay, I never told you that that bitch was a snitch. The enemy did that for me. Thank you, dumbass. Therefore, you know, with him doing it, the bitch couldn't came, oh my God, seeing why you putting me out there like that? You know what I mean? Because she done created a whole little new image. She fucked with all the little new Vegas fags. You know what I mean? All the little white, little Vegas fags that done snitched on motherfuckers and then fucked on boyfriends and all of that raw dealer. She fucked with them motherfuckers. So, you know what I mean? She done created a whole nother image. She done been with a few little rappers and what's the one little dude? I ain't gonna say his name. But yeah, she feeling herself. But you're still a snitch, baby. You know what I mean? You're still a snitch. And I told you what I tell you. Your enemies work for you. Your haters work for you. Your haters broadcast and telecast you. Your haters are a promotion team. You know what I mean? They give you free publicity. I love my haters. I love hoes, but hoes don't promote you the way the haters do. They work way harder than hoes. You know what I mean? Hold on. I don't know what you're talking about, but due to the fact that you bringing some garbage, be quiet right now and let this game come through. You know what I mean? All of that stuff that I've never heard and all of that, trying to bring a distraction. You know, that's why when y'all be asking me to do videos on certain things, that shit just a distraction, man. That shit ain't about nothing. But check it out. When I met that broad, I met her in Nashville, Tennessee. All right. You know what I mean? I sat up there, you know what I mean, and seen the little broad, you know, on IG before, because she was trying to sing, you know what I mean? And I said, yeah, you got a nice voice, you know, but you're not singing from your diaphragm, baby. You're singing from your throat. You can't do a concert like that. Because if you do a concert singing from your throat, you're not going to make it that whole concert. Got to sing from your diaphragm, baby. She said, you talk like you a singer. I said, yeah, but prior to my lifestyle that I live now, you know what I mean? That's what I did. You know what I mean? But you got a nice voice. You just ain't using it right. It's almost like having a motherfucking piano, you know what I mean? That's beautiful. Like the one Prince had, or, you know what I mean? The one that the nigga that Elton John, you know, people that are known to have nice looking pianos. And just imagine a beautiful piano and not knowing how to play it. That's how she was with her voice. So we started talking about music. And we going back and forth, you know what I mean? And we talking about music. And as we going back and forth with music, she said, "What do you do?" I said, "I live." "Silly, what do you do for a living?" I said, "I live for a living." You know what I mean? I live for a living. Anyway, so we went back and forth singing songs, and she really had a nice voice. You know, she's from Australia, and you know what I mean? And for her to have the voice that she has, and for her, even at that age, she was like 30, you know what I mean? But because of her hair and her being Australian and that tone, I was like, oh my God, I got to get her to Old Town. I got to get her to this Old Town. I got to get her to this Scottsdale. I got to send her to that Vegas, man. I got to get her to Hawaii, man. I'm going to see my money. Downtown Chicago going to love this bitch. And so we chopping it up, and she ended up, "I like you. I want to see you." I was in Minnesota with Freeze, but she was on the farm somewhere with this dude in the middle of nowhere with this guy with nothing going on a fucking farm with this dude that ain't have nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? But I came in town. I told bro, I said, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna have this bitch. I need to just be in her face. It's gonna be a fresh little turnout. Yeah, I'm gonna sit up there, man, and go get up in her face a campaign in that Tennessee anyway. You know what I mean? Plus, there was a little bra that I used to have that was in that Clarksville. So I was like, "You right quick." So I sit up there, man, you know, go to Tennessee, you know, and the bitch, she lead a little farm, come see me. You know what I mean? "Oh my God, you're so handsome." We liking each other. We singing to each other. You know, she still don't know really what it is. She got a clue, the videos that's on my IG, but she don't really know. So we go back and forth. We started talking. And as we began to talk, I let her know, man, what it was. It was some pimping, you know. And she said, "Well, if I do get in the lifestyle, once a woman, if I was your hoe, if I was being the lifestyle, that lets me know that you're taking it into consideration. Okay? And that's all I need you to do, is take it into consideration." And once she sat up there and took it into consideration, I can and talking and talking and talking and lacing her up. And next thing you know, we in Chicago. You know, man, I kicked it with her for, you know, I tell all the truth. You know, these niggas ain't gonna tell you that. They hella pimpish. And I give it up to the hella pimpish pimps. But the truth of the matter is, when I met the bitch, P, did you sit up there and fuck on that bitch before you sent that bitch? I sure the fuck did. You know what I mean? I did. I'd be a liar if I say anything contrary to what I did. I'm not a liar. I'm a man. If I ever lie, it's because I'm in the courtroom or I'm protecting somebody else's reputation, or, you know what I mean, but like, come on, man, I'm a man. So, yes, you know what I mean? Would I do it now? Or no, as a man, and I've evolved as a P, but at that time, you know what I mean, I was using my tools, baby. I knew that she was meaning liking me, and we was in that little moment, and I knew that the probability of her would be higher with her liking Philip the man, you know what I mean, and that would give Sinful to P an opportunity to have the bitch. Was I wrong? Would I do it today? No, but I'm telling you the reality. As the old pimp say, chipping. And yes, I chipped like a motherfucker in that night, because I must have fucked the bitch times. Yeah, I took that little Australian pussy up. You know what I mean? So, you know, we in Chicago now. We didn't left. We in Chicago, and she caught on like a fish to water. You know what I mean? She caught on like a saint, a new saint to righteousness. You know what I mean? And we up in that damn, we sitting up in there in that damn Chicago, and the fact that she had a great comprehension, that she was Australian, you know what I mean? And at that time, things was cool, man, because, hold on, man. Okay, I don't know why she texted me and she know I'm live. But you know what I mean? At that time, you know what I mean? I got other bras that's cross country. Everything is cool. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that having bitches in the States that you got on automatic that you didn't have on automatic for over 2 months? I know a lot of y'all don't know nothing about that. Having a bra on automatic for over 2 months, man, my bitch gonna trip. I know, cause you ain't like that. But imagine having bitches in different states that you didn't have on automatic for different months, and then you in another city with this new turnout that you turning out, and she from Australia, she from another country, and you know what I mean? Now she done went from being on the farm to now, you know what I mean, taking watches and now sit up there. I tell you about this one little thing, because everything, it really hurts you, you know what I mean, when you have somebody that you like, you know what I mean, that you then had conversation, because I'm a music dude, I'm a politic dude, I'm a biblical dude, able to talk about people from different genres of music. So to me, man, I really was feeling this bitch. You know what I mean? I was hurt, you know? Plus she had some good ass pussy. You know what I mean? And the head was good too. But that pussy was a motherfucker. And the way she used to moan, you know what I mean? When I had a little Australian legs up in the air. Yeah, man, you know, I gotta tell it all. You know, I can't just tell you you know, she tried to touch on my dick. But I was just pimping. I was like, bitch, until I'm paid, no hoe would be laid. I didn't say none of that goofy ass shit. I took my dick out and had one of the best mental and emotional physical safaris that I had. So I had to tell the truth. You know what I mean? But okay, fast forward. One of the times, one of her first little licks, well, not a lick, but one of her first time where I knew that she was catching on, I had this one little trick. And I said, listen, if you ever in a situation where a motherfucker trying to rape you, or if you ever in a situation, you know what I mean, especially in Chicago, you good out here. You know what I mean? You good out here. Because anything that transpire, you know, out here, man, please, man, it ain't just the moles, GDs, BDs, you know what I mean? This is my city. You know what I mean? Like, just hit my line. It's all good. In Chicago, a nigga don't have to worry about me. He don't. You know, I'm not the one you got to worry about. Because I got love not just coming from the 5, I got love coming from the 6. So it's all good. So I'm letting her know that, you know, if anything happen where he not letting you get to your phone or anything, you know, man, you let him know that, you know, who you dealing with. You're not dealing with no pimp. You're dealing with a gangster. Because a lot of them Chicago downtown tricks, they going to try a bitch. Oh, yeah, they going to try, you know. And this one little trick that tried to try her, you know, the date was supposed to be, you know, for 2 racks. You know what I mean? At that time, you know, because I bitch 2,500. But, you know, she had not caught no date. And a lot of times these bras, you'll tell a bitch something and they try to do something behind your back to make it look like they, oh, he gave me 2 racks and I didn't have to do nothing. He just gave it to me. Right, bitch. Right. But the bitch sit up there with this one little trick that's try to try. So he give her a little money, and the bitch, you know, while he went to another room, she done went and got some more money because he got money and some change, you know, all together like 54 and something. Nothing big. That's what I say. I told you all of this. Yeah, I hit a $3,000 lick. I hit a $1,500 lick. I hit a $4,000 lick. Y'all stop disrespecting by these whole prices, and you niggas that call yourself pimps, stop counting $700 and $800 or $1,500 pimp traps. Those are not pimp traps, son. You know what I mean? But okay, the bitch, she was like, my man to kill you. My man to sit up there and kill you. If he sit up there, because he found that the bitch was stealing, you know, because his money was missing. So he grabbing her. He got another friend that's in the house. He said, man, let her go. Let her go, man. Just let her go. See, by that friend having that mentality, I knew it was more money in the house, and I knew that their situation was greater than what the bitch had took. You know what I mean? If the bitch, of course, had called me, I'd have been able to give some instructions for that. But a lot of people be just stealing 5,000 and shit like that, and getting that little measly 5 from a situation situation that you could have got hundreds of thousands or possibly more money, you know what I mean, within the year. You know, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. You live and abstain from being burned. Letting her go. And she was so happy to bring in that little 5 racks and some change. And you know how we, you know what I mean? You got to make it seem like the bitch brought 5 million. Whatever you, and you niggas that ain't in the pimp game, if you got a wife, if you got a woman that you love, whenever your woman do something, a lot of you guys, that's how you get so-called, I don't use words like that, but I speak, that's how you get cheated on. That's how a lot of y'all get, you know what I mean? You've been sitting over there, you know, woman might accomplish something on her job. She might accomplish something at church, you know what I mean? And with her accomplishments, you don't, yeah, I know I was lagging. You know, when they do that, just bounce out and back in. When they do that, it showed a reconnecting for me, and all I got to do is wait. But you know what I mean? Yeah, you guys be getting cheated on because you don't give that woman the attention that she desires and that she's in need of. And one thing that you're forgetting, whether she's a hoe or whether she's a wife or whether she's a girlfriend, bitch, whatever the hell you want to call her, at the end of the day, she is a woman, okay? And she's in need of attention. So whenever she get an accomplishment or whatever she do, that she think that's big, and until you in your mind, you like, bitch, why are you bothering me about this dumbass shit, about this small ass shit? Bitch, this ain't about nothing, you know, but don't do that. You know what I mean? Because what she see to be big and what you see to be nothing or not small at all, she'll take that and she'll give that same attention and acknowledgement to another man, which gives an individual, you know what I mean, an opportunity to sit up there and get into the ear of your bride and knock you for your wife, knock you for your girlfriend, knock you for your hoe. That woman needs attention, man. You know what I mean? Bobby Womack said a woman got to have it. So, you know, listen to Bobby Womack. You know what I mean? I like when Bobby preached in the song, a woman got to have it. What is a hoe? A woman. What is that wife? A woman. Girlfriend. A woman. All of them got, no matter what lifestyle they living, they got that in common, that they are a woman. And I'm going to show you another area where it was my fault. Because in Chicago, she was catching on. Hit that like button right now. Let's get them likes over 300, man. It's 288 likes. Hit that like button and let's get this over 300. And for you that's not even live with me right now, you seeing this video for the first time, you know, make sure you hit this like button. You know what I mean? More recommendations, because I'm saying things that need to be heard. But this was my fault, okay? Because when we left Chicago and we went to Scottsdale, I allowed that bitch, and Nick probably know the other bitch that I'm talking about. People in the game know who I'm talking about without me mentioning this other bitch name. What happened was that I allowed this new bitch that was 30 years old, that was getting ready to be 31, to come around a bitch that Freeze had, okay? And people in the game already know about a situation that occurred with Freeze and this one bitch, and they had a complete misunderstanding on social media. She done been on every pimp's line, you know what I mean? She been in the game, you know what I mean, since the 90s. She used to be something in the 90s, and now she tells Old Testament stories, you know what I mean, so she can feel the way she used to feel in the 90s. But as BB King said, the thrill is gone. Yeah, bitch, the hill is gone. The horn is gone. You know, so I messed up because a lot of times when we got back to Arizona, you know, of course, by me having other bras that I'm communicating with and I'm leaving, and not just that, I'm doing my own thing. You know what I mean? No, she wasn't so much of a Susie Choosy. She don't have no ism. So by her not having no ism, she just talked to everybody. She talking to the garbage can man of the pimping. She talking to the mascot of the pimping. She just talking to a lot of motherfuckers that ain't got nothing to do with this pimping. So ever since Freeze, she didn't pretty much fail the fuck off. So I allowed my new bitch because I was sending it to a certain area, and Freeze was sending his bitch to that same area. They ended up seeing one another, and I want you to see how dangerous it is for you to allow your woman or your women to have corrupt communication with the wrong representation in the game. And for you guys that are not in the game, for you husbands, for you boyfriends, you have to be careful of who you allow your woman or women to speak to. Because when that woman has negativity, if that woman has went through a lot of discrepancies with men in times past, and she has not evolved from that, she's carrying baggage from that, she's carrying angry spirits, demonic spirits, spirits of depression, she can hinder your woman from getting her progression in the game, or your woman outside of the lifestyle in life, simply because she's listening. And your woman has become a garbage can for negativity. In the game, we call it socializing. Outside of the game, I just call it evil communication. Okay? And the scripture says evil communication corrupts good men. And I'm here to tell you that evil communication corrupts good women too. So you have to watch who your women watch, who they listening to, and who they socializing with. Because your woman will become a garbage can for negativity. And she can't produce the best woman that she's supposed to be. And we all know that women have the ministry of producing. A woman is supposed to take what you got going on and produce greater. That's what women do. Men introduce, women produce. And you know, whenever your woman is not producing the way she used to produce previously, or in ancient times and in recent times, she's not giving that same production, and you giving the same introduction, you giving the same production that you was given, something is wrong. And that's my fault. Because even though that's my brother and I love Freeze, I was supposed to cut that immediately off. Bitch, you don't talk to her. You have no dealings with her. You have nothing to do with her. But she fucked with your brother. Bitch, I wouldn't give a fuck if she fucked with my mother. You have no dealings with her. If I see you sitting over there dealing with her, bitch, I'm going to kick your brain out your head. I'm going to give you a pumpkin head. I'm going to kick the dingleberries out your ass. That's that's what I was supposed to do. But, you know what I mean? Because honestly, all of that, put my hands on and all, it wasn't like that. Because we know that there's certain women you can just control with the tone of your voice and with the facial expressions. Yeah, I combed her head one time, but the night that the police came through, that wasn't it. We didn't even shake hands. The night that the police came through, she didn't call the police. The bitch that Freeze was fucking with called the police. And her silly ass sat up there and told the police that I put my hands on her. And the reason why the case was dropped, because she was trying to get back with me and told me that she wasn't going to go to court. But in reality, even if she was, they had no evidence, because even when they took pictures and put the light on her, there were no marks. There were no bruises. Don't you understand that at that time, you know what I mean? I was damn near pretty much 300 pounds, standing at 6'2", with her little 5'2", 5'3" frame that's like 125, 130 pounds. I'd have killed that woman on accident. You know what I mean? So with that being said, and I can tell by the comments that you guys are making, some of y'all are minute behind me, some of y'all 30 seconds behind me, and some of y'all damn near 2 minutes behind me. That's why you got comments that's on one accord, then some comments that's lacking. But fast forwarding, I allowed her to get communication and start an association in a corrupt so-called friendship with the enemy. And so by me allowing her to socialize with the enemy, associate with the enemy, go catch dates with the enemy, eventually she became the enemy. Okay? Because she started drinking and she seen how bro bitch, and that's why I told you guys, bitch, just because you gave a pimp some money, or pimps plural some money, that don't mean that you ever chose a pimp. A lot of you bitches have paid a pimp, paid pimps, but you never chose a pimp. Because if you didn't give loyalty that was equivalent to the currency that you was given, in reality, you never chose a pimp. So some of you have always been renegades. So just because you paying somebody, that don't mean that you a hoe. It's pimps right now, and they got bitches that they preside over, and she still got the spirit of a goddamn renegade. She is not a hoe. P is presiding over a renegade. The moment that he sit up there and go upside her head or do something that she dislike physically or verbally, she's going to sit up there and put him in a correctional facility because she gonna tell the goddamn police. She's not his, and she don't even belong to the game. She is a renegade. She is governed by a renegade spirit. Don't think because somebody got heels on and they catching dates and they bringing you back some money that she is obedient to your pimping. Because even if you wasn't presiding over her, she would still catch dates and make money. She just, a lot of times these bros get some money just because she wants your situation. She wants the population, or because you like freeze, you somebody that the women consider to be attractive that they want to fornicate with. So a woman will accumulate for you if she want to fornicate with you. A woman to give you the accumulation just to have fornication with you, and she doesn't have to be a hoe to do that. So know the woman's reason and motive for why she came to you. Because her giving you money don't mean a goddamn thing. Choosing fee is way more than green papers and dead hypocrites on it. All right? Choosing fee is something that, you understand me, is way deeper than 10,000 and 20,000. But that's another video, and I'll get on that later. But that's my fault. Because when I seen her talking with this bitch and laughing with this bitch, I did not check it. And since I didn't check it at first base, that bullshit got a home run. And I took the L. Because I didn't check it at first base. This go to the pimp, Mac, player, husband, boyfriend, square dude, whatever you call yourself. Check that shit at the door. When you see something that has the potential to be cancer, you cut it off then and there. Don't keep feeding that cancer. When you put somebody that is 30 years old around somebody who is also over the age of 30 that is miserable, that think that they should have been married by now, that think that they should have had children with a husband by now, but they are still prostituting. You got a lot of women that's professing to be hoes on the internet, but on the inside, she's full of self-hatred. On the inside, she's miserable. Because she thought that by the age of 30 years old or over the age of 30, you know what I mean, that she would have sat up there and pretty much, you know what I mean, been married by now. She thought that she would have been sitting on millions by now. But for a woman to give 10 years to an individual, years to this individual, and it doesn't work, they are mentally, emotionally drained. And yes, she giving money to you. She talking hoe talk, but if you look a little closer, and as the prophet Elijah told the prophet Elisha, Lord, open this man's eyes that he may see. I'm saying the same thing to you husbands, boyfriends, pimps, players, max, gangster, game. Open this nigga's eyes that he may see. that he's pimping on somebody that's miserable, that he's pimping on somebody that talk a good one, talk hoe talk, but in reality, in her heart and spirit, she is not a hoe. She's not about that life. She don't even want to be about that life, but it's all that she knows. Some are closer to the age of 40 years old, so they know that I might as well keep this image up, because me going back to the square world trying to get a job or a career, it's a slim chance to none. I got prostitution and solicitation and thief charges, cross country. So it's not looking good for me. So what they'll do is they'll take their misery and they'll take all of that trash and years of negativity and years of failure and years of not succeeding in the game and years of not being where they want to be in the game, and they will give that to a young, impressionable bitch. And even if she's the age of 30 years old, that new bitch is still a young, impressionable bitch because she don't know nothing. And when you allow for that nigga, for that pimp right now, you might be carless, okay? And it's another pimp that has a car and he's driving you to a blade, and you got a bitch, but you don't got no car. He got bitches. Both of these bitches got the spirit of a fucking ordained fag, okay? And they laughing and smoking and they talking about shit that ain't got nothing to do about the game before the bitch even get there. So you done gave a cold Farrakhan speech to make the bitch go reach on the blade or the carpet or whatever, but you got the bitch socializing or fagolizing, you understand me, with these facts, and your whole fucking speech that you gave that bitch before you sent her out that hotel room, that weekly, that monthly, that apartment, that house, everything that you established mentally has been abolished mentally before she physically got to the track. Because now she's in the car with this fag or these fags, and their spirit is not the hoeing. These bitches are not the hoeing. Nigga, if you got to get in a fucking Uber, or if you got to sit in a bitch in a Lyft, if you got to sit in that bitch in a taxi, that's what you do. But protect that energy. Young man, that's a square. If you got a woman who's in love with you, if you got a young woman who's got loyalty, she come from a two-parent home, she come from a nice spiritual background, she has characteristics about her that the females within the female population today is pretty much non-existent, and she has a certain energy and character about herself, because now it's abnormal to be a woman. It's becoming normal for the woman to conduct herself like a man, and it's becoming normal for a so-called man to conduct himself like a woman. Everything that is abnormal, the enemy is endeavoring to make it normal. Young man, if you got a woman that has character, loyalty, good morals, standards, she can cook, she's educated, she's intelligent, she's talented, she's articulate, she's beautiful. And whenever you have a woman whose personality, individuality, identity is just as beautiful as her beauty, brother, you do everything in your power to protect that energy. Protect that energy. If you see any man or woman that can infiltrate that, come against that immediately. Because what you found, what you got is precious, and you got to treat it as such. Did that bitch say some things that she didn't have no goddamn business saying, to the police? Yes, she did. But it was because of certain things that I allowed in the beginning, not to make justification for no snitch, not to make justification for a fact, but by me allowing that bitch to talk to that bitch and kick it with that bitch, when the Australian bitch, when she sat up there and started getting drunk, and one night I was like, how much do you have? And the bitch sat up there and she said, I only got 400, which threw me off because she knows my instructions. She was not to do anything, in Scottsdale, anything, less, than $1,500. Okay? So the fact that you got 400, you already looking crazy to me. So I said, this is an Australian bitch, you know what I mean? And you get $400. Come on, baby, you doing Phoenix price. What? So I stood up there and I said, how you get that? She said, well, you know, nothing was moving, so I hurry up and made something happen. I didn't want to come empty-handed. I said, bitch, I'd rather for you to come empty-handed than be disobedient to my instructions. And I'm not talking to you peas that don't have a cushion, that's not in position. But once you get in position and you got a cushion to pimp the way you want to pimp, meaning that if you sitting on some racks or you sitting on some comfortability and you say, you know what, I'm going higher in my pimping. I'm going to tell this bitch I don't want her to do anything under 3,000. Okay? And you done saved up enough money where you got the cushion to where, because I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is it's going to be some nights because the game going to test her to see if she going to stand on her horn, if she's going to maintain her character. And when you put certain standards in that woman, it's going to be nights where she's not going to cash in every night. But it's okay. Why? Because you're building character and you're instilling and depositing value in the woman. So, you know what I mean? As that continues on, she's going to end up catching and it's going to become normal to her. You know what I mean? And next thing you know, you're going to go higher and higher and higher and higher. But if you're not in position, you know what I mean? Pimp for position first. You know what I mean? You can't have that in possession until you get in position first. Pimp for position. You know, so you won't be sitting over there out of position. You know what I mean? Because a lot of niggas go to certain places that they never pimped in and they didn't have the cushion. A lot of you niggas went to Hawaii and you didn't have the money to be in Hawaii. And next thing you know, you and your bitch or bitches was outside of a hotel room because you couldn't maintain your hotel room because you thought that these bitches would have caught on and they didn't catch on. They had to learn how to hoe in this different city. Just common sense, ABC 1, 2, 3 shit. But I made provisions before I wrap this up. You know, yes, I had some times. And they hurt me because this is a bitch, you know, when she said that little $400, this is a bitch that checked $7,100. And some of you know, because I've shown you, this is a bitch that checked $7,100 in 45 minutes. Those that know the little story, you know what I mean? So she was getting better and better. But I started allowing her to hang with this bitch that ain't got nothing but old stories about what she used to do. And she ain't doing nothing but, she ain't never gave, to my knowledge, Freeze tell it, she ain't never gave Freeze $1,000 in a 24 motherfucking hour period. And if she did, I don't know about it. Bro might correct me on it. But, man, her numbers was funny. Her change was strange, and her money was funny. You know what I'm saying? For a bitch that's talking all this Hall of Fame horn and how she used to do this and how she used to do that. You know what I mean? Like Gorilla Zoe said, you know what I mean? We ain't seen nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't see nothing. You know what I mean? I'm pimping side by side with the man, so I already know, you know, what it is and what it ain't. And I knew what it wasn't. You know what I mean? So I allowed this bitch that had good potential to be something to get with this bitch. And his bitch called the police. And this bitch that I was presiding over told the police because the bitch that sat up there and told her, she said, listen, she said, because it was one night we had got into it. I said, bitch, come get your motherfucking things. Because I told you, I didn't lie to you. I took her to the barbershop, you know, a good one time. Because one time we was talking, she said, oh my God, come on, don't bitch at me about that. And that was the wrong thing to say to a motherfucker like me. So the bitch sat up there and said that, you know what I mean, don't bitch at me about something like that. And, you know, I combed her head. You know, I rearranged her hairstyle. You know what I mean? Because maybe after I gave her a new hairstyle, you know what I mean, the bitch, I know that's not my style. You know, with the bitch sitting up there talking about some, don't bitch at me. Because I don't play like that. I don't play like that with niggas. And I don't play like that, you know what I mean, with bitches that even look like niggas or pretty little bitches either. So, you know, after we sat up there and deal with that little ordeal, after I combed the bitch head, that was forever planted in her mind. So, of course, she told the little faggot that bro was presiding over about it. And so when we got into a little thing over the phone, because she had spent the night, you know what I mean, with this trick, and she spent a night with this trick, and this bitch talking about she got $900. I said, well, stay with her. Yeah, don't come around me. You know, man, you can't see me. Oh my God, but I can't see. Oh my God. I was like, yeah, but I was like, the only time you could come see me, man, is you want to sit up there, man, and you know, man, come get some of your shit. You know what I mean? Because you got some of your other shit at the little room. I said, but you can sit up there and come get some of this shit that you got and go on about your business. So that night, that was a lie. I didn't put no hands on her. Have I combed her before? Yeah, I done combed her. But that particular night, man, please, man, I didn't even shake that bitch hand. So, you know, when she come through, you know, of course, I had the TV up loud. That's why when you seen the video, you know what I mean, the TV was up loud and shit. And, you know, because when she came in, I didn't want to talk to her. I stayed in the motherfucking living room, let the bitch go back there, go get her little shit so she could get the fuck on. You know what I mean? What made me angry was the fact that she kept calling me, saying, you're not going to talk to me? Saying, you're not going to talk to me? So the bitch know that I was ignoring her. So to get my attention, she said, Philip, you hear me talking to you. So she called me by my government name. So she know that I'm about to sit up there, you know what I mean? And bitch, just get your shit and get the fuck on. So we going back and forth verbally, and that's when the police show up. And y'all seen the motherfucking video. I didn't sit up there, wasn't scared of no police. First of all, number one, the only thing that I'm scared of is dying out of the will of God and going to hell on a scholarship. All right? As far as a man, no, I'm not a man. Anybody that ever done prison time with me, jail time with me, I've done jail and prison time in a foreign land. They'll tell you I'm not afraid. Am I a gangster? No. You know what I mean? None of that. I'm just a man. There's no nigga on the planet that can say that I punk Sinful P. Not now. You know what I mean? Is this nigga that can beat my ass? Hell yeah, plenty of them. But it ain't nan nigga that can tell you to say that I punk sin. Police can't even tell you that. So, you know, that's why when a lot of y'all was like, Sin, why was you getting flip mouth with the police? I wasn't getting flip mouth, but you seen when a nigga had asked me, he say, what happened when such and such, such and such? I say, why? You know what I mean? Why? You know what I mean? If you go back to the video, I say, why? He said, well, this is how I go. I ask the questions and you answer. Why is that? You know what I mean? Why? I don't see you motherfuckers to be hired. I don't even like you. You know what I mean? Period. Better thank God that I'm in this shit right here, nigga, because if I use my power, influence, and the anointing on my life, nigga, I could have created a movement that would have went against you niggas. I don't like you. I don't believe that shit. One pig is better than another pig. All you motherfuckers is pigs to me. Whether you're black, you're white, whatever. You got good cops, you got bad cops. Man, please, the moment you put that uniform on, you taking on the spirit. I don't like you. You know what I mean? I understand that people have to smile in pictures and sit down with the police for certain things to transpire. And shouts out to my brother Dre and positive people in spirituality and stuff. But as for me, Sinful P, I don't like you. I don't give a fuck for you. You could die tomorrow. I used to hate when we was in jail and they'd stop what they doing and make an announcement that the police got killed or died or something. That don't affect me. So, you know what I mean? Now, maybe when I make my transformation into spirituality, of course, I feel different. But right now, it's Sinful P, 34-year-old Sinful P, that's in the game and shit like that. Nigga, fuck you. Because, nigga, if I die, you know what I mean? You're not going to do none of that. You know what I mean? Period. Bro, your intellect is fucked up. I never defended a snitch. You know what I mean? Your intellect is fucked up. Step your comprehension up. Because if I called the bitch a faggot and I didn't make any justification for her being a faggot, how in the hell am I defending her? You must have came at the last scene of the movie. If you've been listening to its entirety, no, you can't justify snitching. There's no justification for a snitch. But there are certain things that transpire that basically will compel things to happen. And what did I tell y'all in that Instagram live? I told you that I don't allow a woman, you know, to even have that much power. So even if a woman told on you, called the police on you, betrayed you, did anything, we don't allow women to even know, you know, that they did that much. Because really, in reality, they didn't do nothing. Because whatever they thought that they did, God allowed it. So the bitch still ain't got no power. Let me do this for you. Because no disrespect to you, bro, but you just want my attention. And you've been wanting that. You know what I mean? But you really a fan because you've been watching me for years. You don't know how to admit that, you know, seeing you a God to me. Sin, I worship you. You my deity. You know what I mean? You don't know how to say that. You know what I mean? You really wish you was a hoe so you can choose. A lot of these niggas do be jealous of hoes. Like, damn, I wish I could choose sin. God had to give me this dick and make me a man so I can't choose sin. I understand. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But I'm getting ready to end. But before I end, I want that to be known to you. To be careful, watchful, vigilant. What did I teach you guys? To always observe, stay preserved, and that's the way that you know who deserves your time. Why? Because it's mandatory to do inventory on anybody that's endeavoring to come in your territory. Anybody. That go for a woman, that go for these niggas, because you could be campaigning with the enemy, you could be obtaining with the enemy, and a lot of these niggas want to kill you and take away your life, so they'll send a bitch at you. So be careful who you having an interview with. Be careful who you riding in the car with. Be careful who you hitting the strip clubs and different spots with, because everybody ain't your friend. All right? Campaigning and obtaining with the enemy. Hope you guys live as long as you want. Never want as long as you live. Share this video. Make sure you like it. And by all means, family, please do me this one favor. After I end this video, everybody get in the comment section and give me your opinion, what you thought about what was said. Love you guys. Talk to you later. One.